got me burning up. You take me higher. You take you got me burning up. You take me higher. You take you got me burning up.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to your weekly dose of Vainglory action. I'm your host, Maxman, back at it again for WESG VGL Qualifier number 2, brought to you by Razer. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I'm overwhelmed by pleasure to have you here once again. But with me, I will have today, once again, my fellow friend and caster, Imperium. How are you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Today is the day indeed in terms of semi-finals. Maxman, you know, we are going to have two epic showdowns between four Goliath Mammoth countries going up against each other. We have obviously the first semi-final today is going to be the one and only Spain against Russia, and then followed later on by UK against Germany. It's going to be really, really interesting.
So let's look at the brackets right now, everyone, so you can see a little bit which way both of these teams have been going through. So yeah, the first match of today for this BO3 will indeed be Spain versus Team Russia, an epic BO3 to get that epic victory royale. Can you? So yeah, we're going to be having Spain versus Russia in this first BO3. The next game after that will be a very, very highly anticipated game. It was two of the best teams in this entire tournament. There is going to be United Kingdom versus Team Germany, and once again another BO3. So going to be having a lot of action today in Imperium. But the first match we're going to be focusing on today will be Team Spain versus Russia. We're going to be looking at all the players on both sides. Team Spain, we're going to be seeing players such as Anto Recray, It's Joselu, Jesus27, Dorcas, VG Josu, Nosong Nomo, Bruto, and Miguel Y Map. I don't think I have to introduce them anymore, as I think you know most of those players. And then when we look at Team Russia, we have Agony, Imagination, Oriel, X-Dragon, that's always been super high in the solo queue leaderboard of Vainglory in 5v5 ranked, Artem Ru, HF Guy, Bashed, and we'll call him Donut. Okay, the last one in the under right there is called Donut. But yeah, a lot of action today in Imperium, and we're trying to jump into the draft ASAP. So do you have any predictions for this first matchup here?
Well, I don't know about predictions, but I can tell you that so far, as it's been kind of obviously seen, that zero games have, or zero series have gone to a third game, Max. And so none of these players or teams, at least in this tournament, have been pushed that third game. And when you push to a third game, that always, you know, says a lot in terms of where you have to focus, how you really have to step up a gear to grab that final moment. And you know, I'm really interested to see, because these are some of the, you know, 10 of the best players right now in Europe, Max, and easily very recognizable amongst the pro scene in the last year or so. And obviously it's going to come down to how well they gel together. And speaking about gelling together and getting into this game, we are going straight into the draft.
Let's jump right into the drafts. Okay, I forgot to load the game, so it'll just pop up in a second, guys. No problemo. Here we go. So yeah, for this first matchup, what we're going to be seeing, real quick before we start getting into the ban phase and anything, we had a little bit of a mid-patch hotfix, and they kind of basically buffed armor in the game and also buffed CP damage ratio on most of the Vainglory CP items right now. So I think CP characters that we saw early in the meta, like CP Jewel and CP Vox, are going to be overwhelmingly powerful. Also, CP Anchor are going to be super good right now. So I think both players are going to be putting a lot of emphasis around those kind of pickups.
It's funny you mentioned CP Jewel, because I've seen him being played more and more, particularly in a top lane position, top lane situation, because he has good. Jewel does have good defense on you know, in terms of front armor. It's where she is kind of stronger, so he's able to hold that kind of top lane area. Then once she gets a couple of damage items, man, that big red button, especially with the extra cooldown on the Crucible, Maxman, it really can be a game changer in a team fight.
Now that's why you're going to see the ban phase so far. We're going to see Churnwalker, Lorelei, Anchor we were talking about, and also Arden taken off the board. But Finn, one of the most annoying roams and characters entirely in this 3.8 patch, is still up and available. And looks like Team Spain, they're all four members of them saying, man, we want that pickup. We don't want to give it away. Yep. And also because Yates is open, if you pick a Finn, it's a main counter to Yates. So that means picking Yates when you're on the side of Team Russia wouldn't be the best decision unless you want to rely entirely around your early game and then pick heroes such as Flick and Malene. But so far they went for the Finn pickup. How will Russia counter that one now?
Well, it seems like they are highlighting over the Yates, which I don't agree with right now, with the likes of the Razer meta very much heavily. And also you can pick the Vox to go in that mid lane on a CP situation, seen as those mid-patch hotfixes you know, has made the likes of CP Vox a lot more viable. So going for the Razer first pick, I would really recommend Vox as a second pick coming out from Russia, Maxman. Maybe even a... Ooh, they've gone for that Yates.
They went for the Yates and the Razer together. I do like how you mentioned the Vox. Right now, Vox in the early game, like in the early patch, people were saying, oh, it's very strong, but people a little bit like went past the CP Vox. But now they buffed the CP ratio. And now also when you see people on stream, such as, for example, Xenotech, there's a prime example that plays and spams CP Vox mid lane, going through the core itemization of Alternating Current, Dragon's Eye, Eve of Harvest, the sustain, the damage, and the scalability is absolutely insane. So when you're talking about the fact that you're playing against a Finn, he is easy stacking material if you decide to commit and go for CP Vox. Anyways, going to be seeing the side of Team Spain commit and go for the Kinetic and the Inara. Inara, we haven't been seeing that much in this tournament, but I think this may be one of the first times we'll be having it on this WESG qualifier number 2 Imperium. What do you think of that pickup in this comp so far?
It's really interesting because Inara is a bit of a flex hero right now. In terms, she can be played in top. She can even be played in support. I know they have defend, but she can be played in support, and she can be played as a jungler. So really, when you pick her, you give a lot of flexibility, and the opponent might not know necessarily how to deal with her.
Okay. So they did go for them. So I like it. So far the comp, the Russia are going for, I said they have to rely around their early game. They went for the Maline, which is like the most reliable mid laner so far. They can also play in like the jungle if they want, but I don't think that will be the case. So Yates, Maline together, get the grab, get your Shadow Tendril, get your Light Ribbon down, and you can just burst and just almost instantly kill someone from the enemy team. So I really like how they're trying to focus around the early game. Lance, not really that early game focus, but still someone that will give you a lot of peeling. And when you're against an Inara, that is definitely one hero you want to have on your side of the board. Now, 2 more picks available for Team Spain. They will go for the Celeste. They needed a mage. I think Celeste is fine. When you hit that level 8 spike, you get that nice 9 range on that Heliogenesis 8 ability. So definitely one you want to try and use up to your advantage. Do they want to go for Flicker? I would not recommend Flicker with this pickup, but after the thing is, they got an Inara, they got a Finn, but that engagement potential, I do not have it. You have a backline Kinetic, you have a backline Celeste, you have a Finn, but when you want to follow up on the dive from the Inara, I don't think that's really good. They do then go for the Grace. I think that's definitely something they needed, because Finn being naturally very slow, they needed an extra front line to follow with the Inara. So far, both drafts are really smart, in my opinion, and now, what would they go for on the side of Team Russia? Looks like they want to go for the Idris. Maybe the Silvernale. I think they definitely need a backline weapon carry. They already have the Razer and the Maline for that harass potential. They will go for the Silvernale, and when you're dealing with an Inara, really good counter also against this Grace.
Yeah, but Spain really missed an opportunity right there. Instead of going for the Grace, in my opinion, they should have gone for the Idris Maxman, because Idris works really well on that front line. When you talked about Inara being able to get in the front line, Idris can follow it up big time. Also, even though Silvernail was picked up on the side of Russia, you don't really want to let a team get both Idris and Reza on their comp, because they're both able to get on that front line, even go past the Finn and get onto the likes of the Celeste, the Scarf, or whatever mage is playing in that mid lane. So even though they dodged a bullet by Silvernail being picked up on the side of Russia, Grace, I don't think, was the wisest choice coming out from Spain in the first game, but time will tell.
But man, if they go for Weapon Grace, I don't think that will be the case, but imagine if they do go for that kind of itemization, they can literally jump on top of, for example, X-Dragon on this Silver now, and I think it would be pretty impactful, but it's definitely going to be hard to pull off throughout this game. It's not a combo you see that often. But anyways, like, we are into this first game of this BO3, guys. Team Spain versus Team Russia. If you did just join us, welcome. Hope you all having a fantastic day so far. And yeah, we're ready to go at it, and it seems like we're already going to see Agony. He's ready to, he's got his troublemaker ability, and he's ready to just dash through that ghosting pit, and he's ready to go for an invade. But Dorcas and Josie, I think they got the information now, so that shouldn't be working out for Agony.
Yeah, and also just one thing that I have, which I'm curious if we will see at some point during the day, Maxwell is actually weapon power Idris. So I'm definitely curious. Josie is under a lot of pressure even early on, Maxman.
They weren't able to combo up the abilities between Imagination and Bastion, unfortunately, but that's what you see, the potential of Yates and Maline, just the early, that is the definition of a powerful early game. So they must try and commit to that, but right now they're going to go for 2v4. Early game invade. X-Dragon's going to rotate 2, so he's going to pull it up into a 3v4 engagement, and the CP buff will be taken away by Imagination with that Shadow Tendril. Really nice timing, but it is pretty easy to secure those buffs early game with Malene. She just has so much secure potential, and as we did see, we saw Razer going for the jungle invade and was able to take that good, sweet weapon buff for himself. So that's going to be giving them a little bit of a goal lead. Still 200 goal lead going over to Team Russia in this early phase.
Oh, Josu gets shut down in the top lane. First blood goes over to Russia, and in the mid lane, we're getting engagement, Maximum.
Yeah, in the jungle part, Donut's going fairly low. Unfortunately, will go down to the hands of VG Joes, who does get the fortified health of the Polite Company. Bash, he does have the grab. You might want to get away from that wall. That's definitely not one you want to get close to. Josie pretty low. He does get the light ribbons onto the fence. So not going to be doing much, unfortunately. Right now, Imagination and Bash, they're ready to go for it. He does have the grab available still, but Imagination will change his focus over to the healing Trin. And will be securing that objective for himself.
What I do find really interesting is that Bruto on this scenario has a Dragon Blood contract, Maximum, which is trying to help, you know, give that strong early game push on the Inara. I don't necessarily agree with it because I just don't think it suits her kit and suits what she can do. But I understand why Bruta has gone for the Dragon Blood contract, similar to likes what we saw in Flicker and Fortress, when Fortress is very much in the meta, Max. And so let's see how that does play out for himself. And also a nice vision coming out from Russia in the early stages of this game.
Ooh, I thought Bruto was going to go down there to the to the EU Treants. That would have been nice, but we all know how good they are. But yeah, so far we have a 3-minute game, 1-1 on the kill board, so not much, but still a 1,000 goal lead going over to the side of Team Russia. So definitely Russia, they are a little bit committed to this potential comp that they have on their side. I haven't seen as many kills or like early game moves coming out from them as I would have expected, but still it's really like it's going to their side, and that's what we're expecting. If they were behind, that would definitely not be good news for Team Russia.
Indeed, but if you look at Imagination is on 24 CS, and Jusui on the Celeste is only on 16. This is starting to paint a good picture.
Joselu will be rotating with the Benediction. CP buff will not be secured away by Agony this time. Unfortunately, will be taken by VG Josie with that nicely timed Heliogenesis. But now the CP buff anyway is taken slowly by Imagination. He has the burst potential. Doorcast will be slowly rotating up there, but that will be late, way too late. And Imagination gets the CP buff. So far, no invade's going to be working out for both teams. So they're just going to be respecting each other for now. Imagination solo in mid lane. Core Collapse does connect. A little bit of damage with the Heliogenesis. Might get good Core Collapse. Sorry, I mean the Nova, but unfortunately that will not be working out. Imagination very low on energy, and also they did rework energy in 3.8, so that's something they have to pay very close focus to.
Maxman, we have a bit of a situation where Bastion on this Yates seems to be having a bit of a connection issue. That's what kind of caused Imagination to take a while to get the CP buff and actually to be put under pressure. That has actually allowed VG Jusui to catch up in both CS and kind of take away from the advantage that Imagination had. So this is going to be really interesting how this mid lane does play out. Looking at the top and the bottom lane, both carries are looking pretty solid in terms of CS. We see X-Dragon's on 29 and Noisoy and Gomo is on 31. So they're both very similar, and that does mean that the goal difference, like I said, is down to about 500 between the two teams. So Bastion seems to be back up, but time will tell if they can regain that lead.
Yeah, I'm talking about X-Dragon real quick. X-Dragon hasn't shopped yet. The jungle shops will spawn in a few seconds, but he has almost 3,000 gold up his very sleeve. So he should be able to get his Sword Blade. I think that's what he's going to be going for first item. People want to go for Serpent Mask too. That is also viable. But you've got to be very careful because he's going to get his first power spike when he's going to go to that jungle shop very, very soon. As we see the Razer get the Aftershock. First huge power spike on a Razer pickup. So now they're going to have to be having to reckon with that pick a little bit more throughout this early game.
Yeah, and Kinetic has gone for Serpent's Mask as a first on, so that's going to be a bit of a power spike, but he's not with the rest of his team right now, or he's rotating up to mid lane.
This is the Yates and Malene wombo combo as Josie goes down to Bash and also to this Malene. Now the CP buff will be secured a little bit away, not going to be invaded whatsoever by Team Russia, but we're not going to see any counter invades coming out also by Team Spain. So Imagination should be getting, once again, a lonely, very lonely Crystal Trin for his very self. As you see, once again, another fight jumping up into the top part of the jungle. Bruto will be again out of the range of Agony, as he did already have his Aftershock. So first power spike, Crucible out for the Yates, so going to be able to avoid Dorcas grab later on with the Force Accord. So that is definitely the first item you want when you're dealing with a Finn.
Indeed, indeed. We do see Agony going in and taking a little bit of turret damage and trying to maintain that that turret or get to that turret as quickly as possible. But mid lane is under pressure, Maxman, with Bastion back up and Imagination getting that early game damage. All Dorcas and Just We can do is just try to keep the pressure and not really feed, I suppose, and try to maintain that CS.
Looking at Joselu, he's 1v2 them in top lane that gets the kill, trades it out 1v2. Joselu, what a beast, able to secure that away. Right now we are 6 minutes 30 seconds into the game, 2-2. Gonna have another jungle rotation coming up for both teams right now. We're still always a 1k gold lead going over to Team Russia, but they weren't able to scale that gold lead, so you can see their comp is slowly starting to slow down, and that's when you're going to see a bunch of opportunities coming out for Team Spain, as right now Bash is way overstep. He does have his ultimate quibble, does go out, but he will be ulting his way out of that one. Goodbye, my friend. Imagination, one-man army. Will he be able to survive? Yes, goes down in darkness just in time. The Crucible will not be able to help him out that time as the quibble hits once more, and Imagination gets the Crucible, does get his barrier up. Will it be enough? Joselu overstepping his welcome, uses once again a Crucible, but Nether Form Detonator with Agony will do the work. Bruto once again too deep, Solar Storm going to be missing the mark, and now it's a 2v3 situation. Nothing Nomo has a lot of damage, Quibble going to be completely missing out the target, and that's going to be 3 kills for Team Russia.
Yeah, that was essentially just Spain pushing too hard, overstepping their mark, really not realizing that they have a late game comp, Maxman. And also, when you look at the builds and you're looking at offensive items on the side of Russia, as turrets are going down, it's going in favor of Russia very much so from an offensive item point of view in the early stages.
Very nice. Core collabs there coming out from VGL. The Imagination went into the darkness just in time. Still 8 minutes in, have to be a little bit cautious right now. Dorcas, a little bit of a step. Impale does not connect for Donut. I'm talking about Donut. He is actually going for the utility Aftershock build-up. I am a big fan of that build. I play it in jungle personally. And late game, the CC potential of your Githim Wall is just insane because it scales the timing of the stun with your CP. And you can also get a bunch of kills with the Aftershocks. I definitely dig that comp, especially when you're going against Bruto, with Inara, Dorcas on the Finn, and also Grace, played by Joselu. So it makes a lot of sense. I really enjoy what they're doing around that pick. But in the mid lane, Korkulab, a lot of CC coming out onto Bash right now. We're going to have a very nice rotation from Imagination from the jungle. You cannot grab a Finn, unfortunately, Bash. You should have known. And now you have the re-engagement potential from is Joselu. Force Accord will come out, will not be connecting as Imagination dives into the darkness. So far, so good for Team Spain as they were looking for re-engagement in the mid lane. Bruto rotates, but not going to be finding any picks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Not engagement.
Oh man, Dorcas 530 healed just in time with fillers of HP. Re-engagement once again on Bruto. He does have his level 6, so he does have his ultimate available. So they can look for engagement right now, but it's not going to be quite yet, though. In the top lane, we have a 2-man push by X-Dragon and Agony going on the second top lane turret. Will they get it? They should be. That's X-Dragon and Agony again, the second turret. Dorcas going to be coming a little bit too late, unfortunately. And now they will change their focus over to the jungle camps. In the mid lane, once again, another skirmish. A lot of battles coming out there. Oh man, that Shadow Tendril doing a crap ton of damage coming out from this melee. Bruto also, unfortunately, again, a little bit bullied under that one. I think they're going to try and take this mid lane turret, which is a huge turret to take down for your next upcoming team fight. You are in the early game, you must commit to objective. They're going for it now. The pool does connect. Bruto will be able to dash away just in time as the Lance Donut rotates away. Yates ultimate will be completely missing out the mark, giving a barrier to X-Dragon. Not going to be helping out much their cause, unfortunately. Now they're rotating back together. Team Spain, Solar Storm connecting out. Unfortunately, going to be missing out the mark as the Crystal Trim will be taken. And no, it will be secured by Agony. Woo!
By the way, just I know there's been a lot of little bits of action, but I gotta give props to the rotations coming out from this Russia team. They are really not overstepping the mark. What?
Well, that trade, what the hell? I didn't even see the Marine just getting absolutely deleted right there. But the side of Team Spain, their health bars are melting down. Bruto is looking for the re-engagement, and so is Agony on this Razer. He's just diving 1v4, 1v5 as Joselu drops down. And Agony's doing so much work. Look at the health bar of Team Russia. Oh, Donut, you're so low. Force Accord does connect very nicely. Donut will go down to the ultimate of Noso Nomo. Triple kill for the Kinetic. Nomo, what a beast.
No soy un gomo. Just
Gnomo.
absolutely.
Gomo.
Nomo, whatever, however you say, absolutely carrying for this Spanish team, turning it back around in their favor. And that goal lead went from about 5k Maxman down to 2k. And why? Because Russia overstayed their welcome. They rotated really effectively as this goal swing was looking to be secured by Spain, but they should have backed off. They tried to be too aggressive. Is the Finn gonna go down? No, he just about survives, and that is goal swing over to Spain. So yeah, Russia rotating great as a 5-man team, but back away when you are too low in health. You're not going to be. There's only going to be so long you're going to be able to survive essentially team fights. And you know, Spain took advantage of it, and they're starting to hit their mark, because you do see No Soy Nomo has the Serpent's Mask followed by Breaking Point. So Breaking Point is going to be able to stack up quite nicely in these long engagement team fights. So it's going to be able to, you know, he's going to be able to hit a lot more power later on into the game compared to X-Dragon, who has Sorrow Blade and Serpent's Mask in this 12.5 minute mark, Maxman.
So I was looking a little bit of that skirmish in the mid lane. I'm seeing them, unfortunately, they're not positioned really well around Dorcas. And when you're against the Yates, you have to try and commit to that potential. Because if you just get grabbed, you're going to go down, especially against the team that's so much CC. With the Yates, with the Marine, with the Lance, with the Silvernail. So their comp is very punishing for overextensions. So I want to see Team Spain playing around Dorcas. If you overextend just once, you're going to get punished, and then it will turn the team fight into 4v5, because you're going to have a very low chance of getting out of those kind of engagements. So they have to be very cautious against that. But right now, going to have a little bit of engagements in the mid lane. The Marine taking a big hit to the face. Solar Storm is available for VGL if ever he feels like taking him down. But Imagination did use the flask in response to that.
Yeah, and also when you look at the Spanish comp team and their build paths compared to Russia, realistically Russia have more damage and more offensive items on their team as a 5-man team compared to Spain. And let's see how this does pay off in the team fight, Maxman.
Kinetics rotating back up, a 45, very nice, forced to call, but will be blocked out just in time by the side of Team Russia. Quibble once again, the utility of a Finn is just absolutely disgusting as the Solar Storm picks up the Marine. Divine Intervention, they're going for the turret dive. Quibble gets the stun, gets the kill, onto the Yates, ultimate onto Agony, does get it tanked up by the second mid lane, sorry. But now, they will not be able to push any further, but still very nice team fight coming out for them. Ooh, okay. I thought it was over, but it's not. The Nomo was the kinetic just making absolute work onto this Razer. And he's just unstoppable, like Serpent Mask. Sort of like, what do you want to do? Serpent Mask, Breaking Point, Tornado Trigger. He's not even gone for his second crit item. I believe he will go for one. But when he's going to get that 4 offensive item build-up, he's going to be absolutely unstoppable.
DPS, Maxman, damage per second. It's where Kinetic gets stronger and stronger, and with that Breaking Point, you're just building up stacks. And also, he's not really being effectively engaged on, because the Lance can only
no steal.
do so much. Yeah, Black Claw, team fight engagement happening, Maxman, but we do see Spain are backing off.
Yeah, Bash Knight to ult in just in time. Unfortunately, that will not be working out for Team Russia, as we see Solar Storm ripping through a lot of chip damage onto this Yates. He will be using his ability to run away, gets the extra move speed. Now, this is a 4v5, as Inara is not yet up and available. She may want to buy some TP boots and jump back in. I do not think she will be doing that. But anyways, now Imagination got CC'd up, but forced to call, will be blocked out by Team Russia. Ultimate onto Imagination, will not be able to get it tanked up by the turret. Will they get the choke point? They should be able to. The Black Claw will be going down. They took it out actually really fast. And now they're going to be going into the enemy base. Quibble coming out from Dorcas. Maybe you overstayed. You're welcome, Dorcas. Takes the turret damage from the Vein Crystal. Impale will miss out. He does use the flask, but War Chest will be used up. A lot of resources coming out from Team Russia to secure only one little kill. But now that is the opportunity for them to secure objectives. And when talking about objectives, I'm of course making reference to this ghosting, as they can take it 4v5. But right now they're a little bit split around the map. Team Russia, I don't like this synergy you're having right now. They could have gone for ghosting, but now they kind of threw that opportunity out the window.
Yeah, the last 3 or 4 minutes, their synergy and kind of rotations has been a little bit off since they kind of, you know, since Spain turned it around, Maxman. And we're seeing definitely a shift of control on this map within this game. You know, No Soy Goma, like I mentioned, has really hit his power spike, getting out that insane damage. Agony is just kind of not able to get on that backline as much. And with VG Just Sweet getting Spellfire followed by Eve of Harvest, which is very much meta, he's going to be surviving in these team fights that little bit more. And I feel that the third damage item coming out of this Celeste will be a Dragon's Eye. that will really ramp up that damage, Maxon.
Yeah, definitely. So if you didn't see in that little skirmish, the CP buff was secured by the side of Team Spain. But right now, the re-engagement onto Imagination is there. Crucible used up pretty damn early, but Imagination cannot dive into the darkness anymore. He will get focused down and taken away by this Grace. Joselu making a lot of work for the call. Will connect onto Bash. Does he have his ulti? Yes, he does, but it will be used way too late, and his fate will be sealed by Team Spain. 3 members down for Team Russia. The armory is open. They're going to go for it. Will they end the game? X-Dragon trying to save it. Does use a rebuke. Will that be enough to save his life? Yes, it will be for the time being at least. They have a lot of re-engagement. And this normally should be game number 1 of this BO3 for Team Spain. But it's never over until the end. But like, yeah, this is over. Team Spain, GG for this first game.
That was really well done to them for turning it around in the kind of 10-minute mark. Once Nosoi hit the 2-item power spike and then followed by that 3rd item, a tornado trigger, you then had VG just be kind of really being protected quite nicely by Dorcas. You highlighted that they kind of had to rotate and position around Dorcas, and I think they started to do that, Maxman. They really started to, you know, very heavily stay around him, you know, got off the core abilities and the kind of item power spikes that they had, and it worked out for them. Russia had no answer, and they couldn't really get on the back line and take out the likes of the Kinetic and the Celeste. So very well done to Spain in this first game of the best-of-3 series.
Yeah, first game will be indeed going over to Team Spain. I'll be putting back on our beautiful faces, Imperium, just so you can see us. Boom, back on the desk. But yeah, anyways, first game for Team Spain. Going to be going into game number 2 ASAP, guys. So, Imperium, how do you think Team Russia should act into the second game? Like, they had a really good early game. They committed to that. I don't think they committed enough. Do you think they could go for something else and play it different? Or maybe just review their draft entirely and also their synergy deal well, which kind of fell off late game?
Well, it's funny because when we go back to even draft, and yes, they needed someone like a Silvernail. The Silvernail 1 didn't really feel impactful in a team fight. Really was doing nothing from a zoning point of view. And 2, when you have a Razer, you really need something like an Idris or even an Nara to get onto that front line, to get onto that back line, I mean. And the Razer was really left helpless. I did slightly question the build paths coming out of it's Joselu and the Inara, but it paid off because it created a lot of tankiness and a lot of protection for Nosoi and the Celeste to really, once they did hit those power spikes, were able to be the game changers in the team fights. So looking at Russia, what they need to do is they need to just pick a slightly more synergized comp. We saw they rotated nicely in the early game, but they've got to not tilt and, you know, kind of protect themselves more throughout the rest of the game.
I'm just checking if the players are ready to jump into this second game. And if they are, we're not going to be keeping you guys waiting any longer. We'll be jumping in. Apparently, I got the plus from the Russian casters. Now we're just going to wait for the players, and then we should be ready to jump in. So I want to see a little bit more different picks. I want to see the CP box. I want to see the CP duel that are really dominant in this patch. We haven't seen in that first game. Gonna see how they're gonna play around that. And also, like, in that game, I don't know if you saw, but Bruto on the Inara went actually utility full roam.
Yeah.
And that was actually really, really impactful because, like, you play it more of the kind of utility because all their abilities bring utility or bring some kind of CC to the table. So I really enjoyed that. Even though I think a little bit of damage, like maybe a spell sword, just having that would have been a little bit better, just like to get that extra damage source to drive onto the enemy backlane, something they were kind of missing in their comp. But otherwise, they did really well with that pickup, so I'd like to see how that's going to work out for them in the future. But we'll be jumping into the draft right now, guys, and ready to go into game number 2.
Yeah, and also the fact that Spain set themselves up overall by you know, with their bans and allowing themselves to get Finn first pick, it started off and they really completed that throughout the late game of the first game. But we are in the draft phase, and let's see what is banned, as we do see Russia's on the left hand side for this second game and Spain is on the right hand side, Maxon.
Okay, so that means then the priority pick will be for Team Russia. We saw the Finn, how impactful and annoying it was. But Russia, okay, they're on the A side, but they will be the one banning Finn away. Kind of, I understand that they want to deal with it, but like maybe you can pick it for yourself. So
well, maybe they would prefer to go for something like Yates' first pick. So taking away that Finn first time, it means that if you do get Yates' first pick, you're not countered by the Finn. Maximum. So that's maybe where they're kind of aiming to go for. But let's see what is banned on the side of Spain, and is Anka most obviously. And I think coming out from Spain, they should ban something like an Arden, as it seems to be hovered over, or even the Inara that was very much quite effective for Spain in that first game.
Maybe like Inara for me is not a ban-worthy hero, and maybe not a like priority pick, but it's something that you got to like mold into your draft. You cannot pick an Inara on its own and say it's gonna work. You want some dive. You want maybe an assassin on your side, maybe like an Idris, or other heroes go like that. Maybe even a Weapon Arden or a Flicker, like heroes that are gonna try and close the gap. And when you have those abilities from Inara up your sleeve, you want to get dive potential heroes. You don't want to have heroes that are just going to be on the back lane and just poking. It doesn't make much sense, and your draft is kind of all over the place. But right now we're going to be seeing Chemoka Finn banned off by Team Rush on the A side, Anchor, and then Razer, 2 CP assassins taken away for Team Spain. First pick,
that's
why is
really
available?
interesting.
What?
Yates.
Yates.
Yates. But no, I'm really surprised with that Reza ban. I expected a Yates ban coming out from Spain, to be perfectly honest, but they haven't picked Yates first pick. They've gone for Lorelei. Lorelei is very powerful right now in a support position, able to provide so much protection, so much slowdown, and allow your team to get on to the enemy team. But we do see that Russia have followed up by Arden and Yates.
Man, Arden and Yates together, 2 high priority picks in 3.8 and Vengoy 5v5. That's going to be pretty spicy for Spain, not going to lie. They have 2 of the most powerful heroes in this patch on their side. They do have the Grace, the Lorelei, and the Celeste for Team Russia. Also, heroes you must not overlook in this current patch. Now, what is Team Spain going to follow up with? Is this going to be a Weapon Arden? Is this Yates going to be played jungle? Is it going to be played top lane or roam? It's got, like, they can flex their comp so well, and that's letting Team Russia, unfortunately, a little bit in the dark. They can't really guess what's going to happen in the enemy comp. Looks like they might want to go for Vara. Vara, an absolute beast in this mid lane, dealing with the Celeste. Got a little bit more of a mid lane power spike compared to the Celeste. So I think Vara with this comp, and also with the opportunities given to her by this Arden and this Yates, I think Vara's going to have the upper hand in the laning phase, definitely into the mid game phase. But otherwise, what could they go for next? Like, they already have the weapon, probably Arden. They go for the kinetic. It works for them. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So Spain, V2, and I hope it's going to be Gnomo playing that pick again, because he was absolutely insane in that first game. You
need dive on the side of Russia, Maxan. So Idris, Glaive, any of those 2 heroes. Kensai, who's very much out of meta, could be possible, but I would really whoa, they've gone for Meline, so they've got Meline and Celeste, Maxman. Meline followed by Idris or Gwen would be decent, but definitely I'd put Idris ahead of Gwen, because you need that backline dive, Maxman.
Yeah, definitely. They need some kind of assassin. They hovering a little bit the Kensei there. Kensei is not a hero we see getting picked that often, at least in my personal ranked matches and in the matches I do actually oversee. I do not see that getting picked up, so they will indeed go for the Idris. I've seen actually a fair bunch of hybrid Idris. I played a few games with Miguel on my stream, and he plays that quite a bit, so probably one pick they want to go for. But he said you want that assassin. They already have the Meline, they already have the Celeste, so I think it would make a lot more sense for Team Russia to commit and go for fully pledged weapon Idris, to go onto the back lane, go onto the kinetic, go onto the Vara and delete her, especially the kinetic, because if Gnomo is as impactful as he was in that first game, you're going to have to delete him instantly, or he's just going to ramp up Wizard Seppa Mask breaking point build, and he's just going to smack you down.
Exactly, and that's what they had to do the first game. They're learning from it, Max, and they're realizing that you need to shut down that backline. You need to stop the kinetic getting to the late game. With Grace, with Idris, and with Meline providing a nice, strong early game. I believe Meline will be in the jungle. Idris will be in the bot lane, with Grace in the top lane, with obviously Bastion playing the support with Imagination. On this list in the mid lane, I really like the comp coming out from Russia, and we could see our very first, series going to a 3rd game, Maxon.
I'm gonna have to see. Like, so far, when I'm looking at Spain's draft, I really like what they've done. But the fact that they got that Idris, like, it's putting me a little bit on the edge. I couldn't say right from the start which team will take the lead. We saw it last game. I saw that the late game potential was kind of tending over to Team Spain, but in this game, I'm like, who can take it? Like, because both teams got really good early mid-game characters and also really good late-game scaling characters. When I'm talking about the late game, I'm specifically looking at the Celeste, at the Idris, and also at the Lorelei just on Team Russia. And when you're looking on the other side of Team Spain, you have this Arden, you have the Varia, you have the Kinetic, who just got such a good late-game damage potential. But right now, Agony getting caught out by this Flicker and by this Arden, and he's just going to be dropping dead in the first few seconds of this game.
Like 37 seconds, Maxman. Talk about feeding. So good stuff coming out from Spain in the early game, and it's gonna let them invade the jungle of Russia very, very effectively.
Damn, right now, like, you have to know that when you're dealing with a Flicker, you've got to be really, really careful. And he did go for the Dragon Blood contract. It gives you that little extra burst and that slow. So as long as he got in range of the Flicker and the Yates, there was no way he was going to get out of that one. But Bruto, he's committed to this jungle invade. He wants that gold, but Agony is right around the corner. We have little fights over there too, man. I've got everything. So the Lorelei goes down. Celeste is going to be a little bit overstep. Imagination 1v3 as they lose that Lorelei, unfortunately. So 2-0 for Team Spain. Imagination, he's going to try and get the Eotrin to do its magic, but Blood for Blood will secure the life of this Celeste as Bruto, once again, very low, going to be focused back again by this Idris and this Maline. Agony and X-Dragon can't close the gap. Unfortunately, Dorcas will come for the save with that nicely timed stun, as Dorcas uses a grab onto a minion. Not your main target, I believe, but X-Dragon pops the flask in response. Going to be a little bit cautious about that. Bruto uses his contract, but still very, very big fight just in this early game, just in the bot lane for both sides. And a 3-0 for Team Spain with a nice 1k gold lead.
This is a little bit ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. Spain just starting on all cylinders, Maxman. But they need to, because Bruto on this Flicker is going to fall off very heavily in the late game. So they're playing the stronger early game comp to their advantage. They're rotating quite nicely. I really love the fact that No Soy and Gomo is following VG just sweet into that jungle area, getting that ambient while still maintaining that really nice CS and gold difference, even though he only has a 6 CS. When you look at you know, how much gold he has and how much gold Spain have in terms of lead, it's really paying off, Maxon.
But basically what Team Spain is doing right now, they're doing a repeat of what Team Russia tried to play last game. They said, man, you can't play that comp. We'll show you how we play an early game comp. And so far, it's been completely working out for them. So they just got to keep up that pace and keep going forward. Right now, the mid lane double stun coming out from Bastion with that fish food, nicely timed. Though, like it's really weird because in the bot lane, though, you're going to see Agony and his Dragon do a little bit of a duo bot lane, which normally you don't see. You still do see that quite a lot, but a little bit less. So they're really committing to try and get Agony or X-Dragon fed. But right now, the re-engagement potential from this Arden and Flicker combo is working out for them so far. X-Dragon will be getting out. He didn't have the flask available, had a 30-second cooldown, so it was a good opportunity of window to work for Team Spain. But yeah, Agony getting the flask again is Barry up just in time. Man, just huge bullies in this bot lane. Bruto and Joslu making a lot of work.
Bot lane bullies, but Bruno's about to get possibly shut down by Bastion. Also, I want to point out, I love the fact that Joslu has gone for tier 2 boots straight away. It's going to make him a lot more effective getting onto the likes of the Maline and the sea.
Oh! Imagination, what a beast! You got it.
But yeah, that's going to make this Arden a lot more effective getting onto the Maline and the Aether. So really nice job coming out from Joslu, realizing that that's what he has to do in the early stages of this game.
That focus grab just on Imagination was absolutely insane. Imagination taking a lot of damage, very low on energy. Whoa, that turret damage doing so much work on Josie right there. Bruto still up and available. We will be going back right now. He's not ready to engage. He's way too low. Imagination and Bash definitely winning that trade in the mid lane. Still, 4 minutes in, 3-0 once again for Team Spain. Was a 1k goal lead, not going up anymore. Seems a little bit like game number 1, but a little bit reverse. But like they're able to commit a little bit more and get a bunch of kills early game, which didn't happen in that first game we had in this BO3. Bruto and Nomo, like, didn't rotation, and Nomo is getting a lot of gold out of these rotations. He's getting so much. We saw what he was doing in game number 1. If he gets up her head even faster, he's going to be unstoppable later on.
Exactly. Now, the CS is in the favor of Imagination on 34, but you've got to respect the fact that VG just sweet, along with the rest of the Spain team, are just rotating a little bit better, maintaining that gold lead. And yes, they need to kind of realize that they've got to, you know, once they hit those power spikes and stop Bruto really falling off too much in the late game, then they will really start to snowball. But 5 minutes and 10 seconds in. Bastion on this Lorelei is really providing a lot of support. Lorelei is one of the most effective supports right now in the 3.8 meta. Maxman is able to just provide a lot of slows, stop the enemy team from getting them on. Let's see what Dorcas can do.
Dorcas, just a little 4-man stun. You know, it's all going fine as the CP buff gets secured by Jocelyn. You prefer securing it for yourself instead of giving it to the enemies. Nice stun there, root, sorry, with the light ribbon from Agony. Not going to be able to follow up as Gauntlet comes out, gets a nice stun on Imagination as it completely cornered up by the ability, but unfortunately the damage output will not be sufficient for Team Spain, so we'll be able to get out. Bash get grabbed up, will get stunned out. No, he does get blocked just in time. Now Bruto's getting bullied by the jungle camps right now. Got to be a little bit careful. We will be backing off to base, but unfortunately no trade so far as the CP buff was secured away for Team Russia. But right now going to see Nomo. He's going for the Crystal Chin on his own. A nice little real rotation there. They have no information, they have no vision. So Nomo getting that free gold.
Well, that's good because that's what Spain need to do. They weren't going to take the team fight, but if they can take an objective, starve Russia of a little bit of gold and a little bit of a buff as the Mooncloak has come out.
Yeah, and they're going to use that to their advantage as they're going to be diving right onto Agony. Flicker going to get the slowdown. He's going to dive into darkness, pops the boots too, so he will be able to get out. Blood for blood under turret, but not enough for Joslu to get the killing blow. So we'll be surviving that skirmish for the time being. Weapon Trin going to be taken away from X-Dragon. They will be able to get that. Normally just went to get the aiming goal for Agony so far. But right now, like, the fights and the aggression from Spain is just absolutely insane. And they have to keep going, and they are still going with it because Flicker late game is going to be coming pretty damn irrelevant. So they've got to, like, focus around that pick really early on, and that's what they've been doing so far. Bruto and Joslu going for the jungle. It's going to be the Chakram connecting. Eutrin doesn't have the root anymore, and Joslu just not ready to commit to that fight. So he will be let that one slip away for the time being.
Yeah, and if you look at the kind of builds, we do see X-Dragon hasn't got a full tier 3 item yet, and you look on the other side, No Gomo on the Kinetic has a Serpent's Mask already, so we're seeing these item spikes being hit a little bit earlier on these heroes on the side of Spain. Yes, Grace has gone for a pulse speed first item, but Arden has Sorrow Blade. That punch is doing a lot of damage and will be very effective in any kind of team fight right away as they're going for this turret Maxman in the top lane.
Yeah, they're going to be pushing Donut as far as possible. Dorcas does have his grab available. Not going to be using it though. What?
No, just No Gomo took the healing treant from
yeah,
while
like, no
taking
mine.
the turret. It was just, yeah, it was just fantastically done, but another engagement happening.
Yeah, very nice CC timing from Dorcas there. Wait for Agony to get out of the ultimate, and now that's going to be Donut with his ulti, with his divine intervention. Going to be a little bit too late as they do lose the Maline's life right there in the bot lane. We're going to see a 3v1. They do pick up the Idris. Korkalaf's going to be missing out for Imagination. They're going to try and probably fight for that Christian Solar Storm. A little bit too early. Nice try there as the CP trim will be taken by its Joslu.
Yeah, whoa. Go to
Double stun? Is this overkill? I'm not too sure, but Imagination Core Collab can be connecting, but that will not be enough as Yarden picks up another kill. Joslu with the Story Blade up his sleeve. Looks like he might be going for the Tension Bow pickup even after the nerf. Still one of the best weapon items for a weapon Arden, definitely. Gotta be very careful about that one. And now this should be the first mid lane turret going down. They do have no more on it. They have Dorcas, too, Josue, and Bruto. They will get the grab on Agony. He's going to be ulting himself, but that's just not going to be enough. He's going to put that ability on cooldown. A little bit unfortunate for himself. Weapon Chin going to be taken away by X-Dragon, not going to be stolen by Spain. If they get 2 turrets for their trouble, that'd be actually insane and really worth it for the side who never will go out. Will get the connection onto Bruto, but they're going to turn that around and get a kill pickup right off the bat.
Yeah, and that is even without the breaking point coming out from that Kinetic, and we're already seeing the damage that's coming out. So if you imagine the stacks that are going to be dealt up with that breaking point, it's going to tell a lot as Dorcas looking for the pull. Doesn't quite connect.
Oh, he got deleted. Yates, unfortunately, going a little bit too deep in that mid lane. They're going to try and follow up with a bunch of kills. Can they get it? No, unfortunately, stun doesn't come out. So the Storm going to be crucibled up. Don't really think that's the ability. Want to crucible up. You weren't going to die from it. Bruto going to be using his boots. Will he be able to get out in range? I'm not too sure as the Vario ultimate comes down. Gnomo will be there to apply pressure, trying to save Bruto's life. Trying to re-engage on it. They're going to try and run for it, but nah, they should be able to get away from that. But Gnomo, he's a little bit too close. Maybe he's going to be going down, and they will pick up a kill for their trouble. But once again, so much CC going to be missing out. They do get the Light Ribbon, the Shadow Chinjil doing a lot of work, but that's just not enough. Will they turn it around in a bunch of kills with the turret? I'm not too sure. Man, Bruto is just always on the slithers off of HP and just barely surviving it. The grab does connect, and Bastion overstepping his welcome and will be going down to the monster known as Nosong Gnomo. But a rotation from Joslu as he picks up the Malign. Still be able to turn it around in a 2-0 trade.
In one sense, I kind of like the fact that Spain are just being constantly aggressive, but on the other hand, I can't but feel that as we do see another kill goes down in the bottom lane, fantastic ultimate coming out from Dorcas playing this Yates tremendously. But yeah, on one hand, you know, Spain need to kind of, I feel, slow down a little bit, you know, maybe calm down and refocus and kind of, but then again, every time they're aggressive, whether they're on low health or full health, they're winning these team fights. I think part of that does come into the fact that, like we pointed out, the flicker is going to fall off heavily, but they're making it work so far, and they're so far ahead in both gold, as we will see an engagement coming out next time.
They used a Crucible for a Fishery. Don't really think that's the kind of ability you want to use it right off the bat. They do lose the Lorelei, unfortunately, for their troubles. Still got the aggro of the ghosting right onto Dorcas, but that's going to be the Grace a little bit too deep. Donut going to be completely cornered out as they pick up the Celeste. Idris is going absolutely ham on Nusung Nomi, but the reverse engagement is present. Will they get the trade? No, that will not work out. And that's going to be a 3-4-man trade actually going over to Team Spain, as they do also pick up this ghosting and maybe going to try and force up a few objectives throughout the bot lane.
Yeah, we haven't really talked too much about VG Just Sweet on this Varia playing her to a very effective nature in this game. Has the alternating current followed by Dragon's Eye, which is generally what you want on this Varia, because you're able to build up stacks so effectively with her kit. So that's really playing a big part. Already 6 stacks.
And the Ye's going to get the grab on Agony. He's going to dive into the darkness there just to get out in time. That's going to be also the alternate on Agony. Trying to seal his fate. That will not be working out. He's going to be using a Crucible just in time. Not going to be working out. Solar Storm does come out. They're going to be connecting and also able to reverse this fight and get a kill onto the Yates and also on the Songnomo on that kinetic. Right now, they will not be able to find this mid lane choke point turret. So that's going to be 2 characters for Team Spain without the ghosting buff in the near future. So that's very unfortunate for them. Oh, man. Okay. Man, camera quality, guys. Just getting out of the map. It's all fine. Joselu and Donut into the top lane. Going to be treading it out a little bit as Agony's going to be jumping back into that fight. Agony, will he go down in that 1v2 trade? He's done it already game number 1. Can he do it again? No, that will not be the case. As Donut was going to be the focus of Dorcas as he ults his way through with Bruto. But not going to be able to look for that opportunity as they did lose the Arden a little bit too early during that skirmish. And now this will be a 3v2 in this top part of the jungle as the camps get secured by Bruto. We'll get a little bit of a heal there as the Varia ultimate will be hammering down on Team Russia.
Yeah, and you know, as we kind of look at the build path, X-Dragon on this Idris, we haven't seen Idris be too effective in these team fights, mainly due to the aggression coming out from Spain, but has the Starblade followed by Poison Shiv. So this is a bit of a power spike where Idris will come into his own, will be that little bit more effective in these team fights, but he's got to get on the back line. And you've got to have the Grace follow in with that, you know, with that full on.
They're looking for the focus on Imagination. They followed up the CC with a lot of damage. Divine Intervention will be going down onto Imagination. 600 heal. Will that be enough to survive? Yes, and they're turning the steam around. Bruto taking a lot of damage. We're going to try and put them out into a corner. The re-engagement from Joselu will not be, from Donut will not be enough as they pick it up, and Joselu doing so much work with this weapon Arden. Imagination, one man standing, will be the last survivor from Team Russia. Team Russia completely overwhelmed by the late game potential and damage output from Spain. Can they do anything to turn around the steam here, Imperium?
Man, I would have, if you had asked me a couple of minutes ago, I would have said yeah, but based on that last team fight engagement, even though they made a couple of mistakes, it's got to be a no, because you have this Arden on Joselu on this Arden. It's just being so effective in pushing Imagination away. When you push the Celeste away from the guts of the team fight, she becomes essentially pointless. And it allows the damage that's coming out from the Varia and the Kinetic to really come into its own. And they secure Black Claw. So this is why it's so much harder for Russia to really get back into this game. So, and they don't have a Finn. They don't have any kind of Finn or a really hard tank to kind of, you know, keep them into the team fight as another turret is destroyed. And let's see what Spain can do, Maxman.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, they do have this. Yes, they can try and look for opportunities. Going to try and get Imagination a little bit too far. Unfortunately, that will not be connecting. You see, they know who they want to focus. They know who is their main target. They just got to look for the opportunity. They do get the double man CC with that fish fruit down. That's going to be a little bit too far of a deep full. Nusung Nomi as he gets the flask, takes the turret damage, man. He's tanked it entirely on his own as the Mooncloak does pop out for Team Spain.
Whoa!
Turning it around, man. It just got absolutely deleted. I didn't even see it. I blinked and I missed it. Now, Nomo a little bit too deep. They might want to be a little bit cautious. Get the divine intervention on Imagination. The Black Claw still very lively as it takes down the mid lane Armory. And this might be Game Imperium. They took the double man CC. They will lose. The 2 people on the side of Team Russia. That's a triple kill. Going over to their side is actually an ace for Team Spain as they claim game number 2, 2-0. And man, still no. We're not going to be having 3 games in this tournament, Imperium. We will not.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we don't. I'm giving up. What is the 3rd game in this series? What is even a 3rd game anymore, Maxine? But at the end of the day, Spain started out aggressively. They continued and maintained their aggression, and they did not let go. They did not give Russia an ounce of a chance to get back into the game. I was worried that it would go against them, that Russia would kind of get back into it once they hit their power spikes, but Spain knew who to focus on. They shut Imagination down and took them away from these team fights, like I mentioned. They were way ahead itemization and gold-wise, and that's the definition of a snowball effect, Maxwell, and Spain executed it brilliantly.
Yeah, compared to Team Russia, they unfortunately had a little bit of trouble with that comp. Like, definitely Spain, they just committed. They, like, just got a bunch of kills early game, got a little bit of extra gold. They got the items they needed, and at that point, it was just going forward for Team Spain, and they just were able to keep that lead for a really long amount of time. So right now, we're going to be checking out everything, guys. So anyways, if you did just join us and you did just miss, unfortunately, the action, we did just have a first BO3 today. There was Team Spain versus Team Russia, 2-0 for Team Spain. So they will be the first finalist team for this WSG VGL qualifier number 2, brought to you by Razer. So now, the question that everyone has, that I personally have for myself, I don't know about you, which team will Spain be playing up against into the finals phase? Because the next upcoming match for the semi-finals, Imperium, it will be Team United Kingdom versus Team Germany. Tell us a little bit about that matchup, please.
Yeah, so both teams, you know, when you look at the UK, they got through going up against Ireland. Initially lost, but due to reasons already mentioned, they did go through to the next round, and they faced a strong team of Czech Republic, and they surprised a lot of us by beating Czech Republic 2-0 and working very well as a 5-man team. And you know, you look at Germany, we've yet to actually see Germany on stream because they went up and they faced, they beat Finland 2-0, and then they were set to face Ukraine last week, and Ukraine just didn't show up, so it was a no-show. So this will be the first time in this qualifier that we will see Germany being played on stream. And, you know, common sense tells me that Germany are going to come out on top because their roster is super strong, and they did win the first qualifiers. So UK have it all to play for. If UK can build on how well they played last week and how well they synergized overall last week, put Mr. K-Cool in the hard carry position, they will have a chance of coming out on top. But it's definitely going to be the fight of their lives, Maxine.
Yeah, talking about carries also, DAZN unfortunately wasn't able to show up those for their team.
Yeah.
So if DAZN is there, that's going to be a huge plus for Team United Kingdom. And I think they definitely need those kind of players, very, very skilled players on their side when you're dealing with Team Germany, just like easily the team with the most talents on their side. So Team Germany also, we had a bunch of questions earlier, so I'm going to answer that to that right now. If Team Germany that did win the first qualifier, if they win the second qualifier, normally the objective was the winner of both qualifiers will play up against each other, and the winner of that matchup will be going to the China Live event next year in 2019. So if Germany does win, the matchup then will be Team Germany versus the second placed team in this second qualifier. So if they do go to the final and they win against Team Spain, the placement match for the China Live event will be then Team Germany versus Team Spain, as Spain will have the second spot in this second qualifier. So just so you guys know, that's what's going to be happening. Anyways, before we do put on a little bit of a 30-minute break, because we did end up early because we did have a 2-0 situation for Team Spain. If you did just join us today, thank you very much for that. We will be having another VGL tournament coming up very soon. You might have already seen it on Twitter, so I'm just going to be advertising that right about now. So we do have then the VGL EU Champions Cup that will be coming up to you guys very, very shortly after this WESG tournament is done and over. So we do have a guaranteed cash prize pool of 1,300 euros. So if you want to get those sexy, sexy skins of Vainglory, or maybe you want to buy yourself a McDonald's or something, definitely join this tournament. Hey man, like that's what I would use it for. So if you want to sign up right now, you can go on mobilegamingleague.eu and you can sign up your team. This is not then a single player registration. This is a team sign-up. So if you got your team, you guys are absolutely insane in Vainglory's PentaQ games, and you just want to try and kind of see how good you are and compare yourself to the best teams in Europe, this is definitely the place to be in EU right now. So once again, if you want to sign up right now with your teammates, mobilegamingleague.eu for a cash prize of a total of 1,300 euros for the VGL EU Champions.
Yeah, and it's bringing players like Leon out of the woodwork, so to speak, you know, and these top players are kind of going, okay, it's lit a fire under the EU community, so to speak, the EU pro scene, and it's getting these players to kind of go, okay, look, you know, there's a chance here. I want to win a little bit of money. I want to compete for something bigger than just a little bit of Ice Max, man. So, you know, with this WSG qualifiers, then followed by the EU Championship Cup, it's a good time for Vainglory European scene. So I'm really excited to see what teams are going to be applying, what players are going to be playing together, and you know, the exciting spicy matches that we're going to come across in that tournament.
Yeah, I can't wait to see just the teams coming out, because for this tournament it was like single player registration, so now we're going to see what kind of synergy is going to be building up. So especially we talked about Leon and other players that will have been in the shadows during this tournament. How will they play in the next upcoming patch for the EU Champions Cup? That's going to be absolutely insane. I cannot wait. It will also be hosted by myself and Imperium, and also another host will be Denomine. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in about 30 minutes for the insane matchup that everyone is waiting for right now. That is United Kingdom versus Team Germany. If you did just join us, 2-0 for Team Spain right now. But yeah, we'll be seeing you guys in a bunch of minutes. So thank you for watching, and see you guys in a bit.
My thoughts are with you, holding hands with your heart to see you. Only blue talking love. Remember how we knew love was here to stay. Now in December, found the love that we shared in September. Only blue talking love. Remember the true love we shared today.
stars, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly night and day, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me where you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly, yeah. Tell me where you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly night and day, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me where you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly night, yeah. To the stars, yeah.
To escape. When you're walking on the moon, walking on the moon, chase your happy place. It will change your groove when you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel just to get too sloppy. Things I showed you, I can't show me. Ooh, after the daylight. It started in the hotel. Some ice cold drinks in this dark room. We went from a high school friendship to some post-scout actions. Saw some sweat fall off your face into dance floor, babe. Dance song, babe. Sweat falls off my face inside. Stand up, babe. Stand up. Stand up. It's nights like this we're wide awake. It's times like this you shy away from me, babe. Started in a hotel lobby. Cleaned up just to get too sloppy. Things I showed you, I can't show me. After the daylight. It started in the hotel. It started in the hotel.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the WSG Qualifier number 2 by VGL, brought to you by Razer. I'm once again your host Maxman, joined by Imperium, and we are ready to go into this second BO3. It's going to be Team Germany versus Team United Kingdom, a very long-awaited matchup. Imperium, what do you think is going to happen today?
Oh, it's gonna get real sweaty, real aggressive, real quickly. I expect Germany to come out of the gates fighting aggressively. They've got a ridiculously strong roster with the likes of Keanu Nicole, Sneaky Undor, Techno JJ, and the man on a mission that is Tyrus. And they're going up against Binny, Boff, Keys, Mr. Keiko, and Disowned. The first time we will be seeing him play for the UK side. So he's a powerhouse and could make a big difference in this series.
Yeah, when I'm looking at the entirety of the comp, we'll be playing on Team Germany then today. We will be having in their ranks Keanu Nakoa, Sneaky, Hundor, Techno JJ, and Tyrus playing under the flag of Germany. But when we're looking at Team United Kingdom, they made it this far throughout the tournament, even though they had a little bit of a hard start. They will be today having as players. We'll be having Binny, Boff, Keist, Mr. Keiko, and also then, as you did just mention, Dizone, which is his first match in this tournament. That's going to be a huge plus for this Team Imperium.
It is. It definitely is going to be a big plus, but I know that Disowned hasn't been practicing much with the rest of the guys. On a side note, though, I've had information that the German team have not really been practicing too much together as well. But if any of you guys know, as we know, the likes of Tyrus, Hundor, have played in teams together already, and they are familiar with each other. So either way, that's definitely going to put, I feel, Germany in a slight stronger advantage. But we can't deny, when we look back and think about last week's games, how effective Mr. Keiko was in the bottom lane. And we are into the draft of this first game. Let's see what can happen, Maxwell.
Yeah, we're going to be jumping and diving right into it, guys. So if you did just join us, welcome. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. If you did just join us, then you missed the first game. So it was a BO3 of Team Spain versus Team Russia. And we already have the first finalists of this second qualifier of the WESG European Tournament. It will be Team Spain, who won terrifically in a 2-0 situation in this BO3 against Team Russia. So they will be the first finalists. So the winner of this match will be playing into the finals of the second qualifier up against Team Spain, which is a team that had a lot of synergy, that had a lot of training behind themselves. So we're going to see which team will be playing up against them next upcoming weekend on the 18th of November. We see Silvanel and Finn getting banned away. Finn kind of expected, but Silvanel, I think that's more kind of a focused pick, specifically on Hundor, that put a very big emphasis on playing that pick for a very long time. At some point he was maining Silvanel. So I know why they feel a little bit comfortable taking that pick away from Hundor.
Yeah, it does make sense. And then as you look into the second bans, taking away the Anka, they had to hover it over Yates, but Anka is definitely the wisest choice right now, taken away from the likes of Tyrus or Sneaky, who are going to make use of the powerhouse that is Anka. But either way, when you're looking at the second ban, it could be either Yates or Arden on the side of Germany. My choice would be probably Yates, but then again, you can't deny how powerful it's Lorelei. Interesting, Maxam.
Okay, so Lorelei was banned away. Arden still open, Yates still open. Also, Churmwalker was a hero to see get banned a lot. If it is going to be picked up by their side, that would be actually really good for them. Looks like they will indeed be taking that away. You see the soft lock so far. Binny going to be taking that for his team. Not too sure if they're going to be taking that. Lorelei was banned away also, so Lorelei being one of the main heroes played by Kesey plays extraordinarily well on that. But they do go for the Razer and change their decision and their mind at the last split second there, leaving then Churmwalker, Arden, Yates open. So they can have two very high priority picks in 3.8 for the side of Team Germany.
It's got to be Arden, because Arden is one hero that can deal with the aggression that comes out from Reza. Maybe not 1v1, but can do a lot of damage and can really kind of push the Reza away. So when you have the Arden followed by Yates, that's really a lot of kind of CC shutdown and potential coming out from Germany. So I like what their first two picks are, but you still leave Kinetic open, which they have turned around and been picked on the side of the UK, followed by Churmwalker. Keys, a really good Churmwalker. He's played that hero quite a lot, being a main support player himself, and I'm expecting him to do a lot of good things in this game.
Okay, so right now what I'm seeing on both sides, we see then the kinetic, we see the Razer, so they're going to go for a very aggressive comp for the mid-late game part of that game, Imperium. But though Disowned, first time in this tournament, we haven't seen what he picks, but we know that Disowned is a very, very high skill player onto one specific pick, which is Merlin, which hasn't been picked up quite yet, and Merlin deals pretty well with the Yates. You can avoid the CC quite easily if she times her B ability quite well. They do go for the Vox. This should be then a weapon Vox. They already got the Celeste into the mid lane, even though like CP Vox is really, really good, but I think he should be bot lane Vox, Arden top lane, Yates with the jungle. We could also, Arden could be Roam, and then Yates could be in the top lane. They could really shift that up and be a little bit of a flex on those two pickups. Right now, we're going to be waiting for the two last picks. They want to get extra tanks on the front lane. Looks like Mr. K Cool might be picking up the Grace for Team United Kingdom. They do pick it up at the end and commit to that pick. Who are they going for into the mid lane, though? Varia would be very smart, very good mid lane mage right now in 3.8, so that would be a very nice pickup for them.
Yeah, and also Varia works really well with Charmwalker with the AoE damage that comes out from both these heroes. So I do like that pickup coming out from Disowned, and Disowned is also, you mentioned him being very powerful on the lead. He's also very, very effective on that Varia, and plus with Varia really being very much in the meta, Maxman, I like overall the rounded comp coming out from UK. I do fear that there's not quite enough of a frontline engagement with just the Razer. Yeah, okay, the Grace is there, but I worry that Binny on this Grace is going to be looking to protect the Varia and the Kinetic rather than getting on the front line, as Meline has been picked up by Tyrus, who will most likely play it into the jungle, Maxman.
They're going to try and give back the medicine over to Disowned with his Merlin. He's so annoying with that pickup, so they're going to be saying, okay, we're going to annoy you with your own main pickup. So I really enjoy it. But with these two draft, like Imperium, which do you think is going to be having the lead throughout this game?
Oh man, early game, I would give it over to definitely Germany because they have the Merlin, who's really a strong early game, and the Yates, yeah, as well as even the Arden. Coming into the late game, once Disowned is allowed to get to that late stage game, as well as Mr. K Cool and even Keys, UK could turn it around, but they've got to just play it safe, you know, earn the rotations, get the CS up and the gold levels up, and then once we get into the 10-12 minute mark, then if they stay synergized as a 5-man team, it could definitely go in their favor, Maxima.
Okay, so I do not see any Dragonblunt contracts coming out. I think Dragonblunt contract, when you pick it up onto a Yates, it makes a lot of sense because you got that gap closing ability. Even though you're not really closing the gap, you're just pulling the enemy towards you. But I really like the itemization. They do get the pull onto Keys. Not your main target, really, but they're just a little bit of chip damage early on. Does get the root with the light ribbon there. Keys going to be a little bit more aware there. Doesn't want to get punished by the huge amount of CC in the early game coming out from Team Germany. And they're going to harass Keys mid-HP. But in the bot lane.
Look at Buff. He's in the enemy jungle. He's going straight for the goal, though, Maxima.
Yeah, that's smart rotation, though. That's what we really want to try and do, especially when the rotation they're going for on the jungle invade coming up from Team Germany. So he's going to get that jungle gold oak for himself. The weapon tune is there, and he should be able to get that way because he has the information, he has the vision on the invade coming out from Tyrant and Techno JJ so far. So he's going to have the safest of invades ever right there.
And also, let's see if UK can pick up their the CP tree and going out. This is actually good coming out from UK, Maxon. I like how they're rotating and really looking to survive this early game. Really, you know, really clever play coming out from them.
Yeah, that's why they come ahead in terms of gold. Just like it's only 100, 200 gold lead, but because of the rotation from the Razer, just give them a little bit of a lead, and Razer will be able to get to his first power spike. There will be the aftershock a little bit earlier than his corresponding top lane character he will be playing up against. Core Collapse does connect onto Dizowned, followed up with the grab, followed up with also the CC. Dizowned has to be a little bit respectful there, gets a little bit punished, put down to mid HP.
Yeah, what that just did, even though they weren't going to get the kill onto the zone, it actually just stopped them CSing more effectively on the third. So I like the job that's coming out from Techno JJ and Keanu Nicole, because the CS is over in the favor of Techno, just by about 5. No, actually, no, sorry, it is over in the favor of the zone. But let's see what can happen, Maxim.
I just saw the grab there coming out on Keanu. From Keanu onto Dizowned into the mid lane, not going to be able to take him down quite yet. He did have the flask, and he still has it up his sleeve, so he can be a little bit more aggressive if he feels like it. But once again, they do have the Yates and the Merlin, and unfortunately right now, I haven't seen them try and commit as much. They did go for successful jungle invade, that is true, but I think that what they have up their sleeve was this comp. I think they could do a little bit more and try and commit early on way more. But that's why Tyrus is rotating in the mid lane. I think they might be looking for an opportunity here to try and get a grab down onto Keys or DAZN. They do have vision though. And that's going to be Tyrus jumping right in, going to be missing out his ability. Followed up with the nice core collab. The CC chain coming out from Team Germany is present. And this is first blood for Germany.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you miss the light ribbon. You have the 8 CC. You have the core collapse coming out from Techno JJ. He's got out of position and wasn't able to react quite quickly enough, as Boff is now going to miss the chance to maybe possibly take the gold oak and the weapon tree on the side of Germany's jungle, because we're going to see Hundor going up against Boff.
Yeah, Boff, you might want to be a little bit careful. You're facing up against Hundor, Tyrus, and Keanu Nakoa. I don't think you can take him head on so early in this game, especially against the Malini 8's wombo combo. So he will be surrendering that away. Keanu Nakoa is still there. He's going to be trying to zone him out, but that will not be working out for his sake, as Boff, he got one jungle invade, you know, it was really good for him. Now he's just got to be a little bit more aware, because they know that rotation happened. They knew that they didn't get the goal, so they got invaded, obviously, by Boff. So they were there and they were present to counter that rotation, and they, like, so far it's just Germany knowing how to fix the little bit of problems they had in that first rotation.
Exactly. Now they are about 500 gold ahead, Max, and you're going to see them starting to ramp up a little bit. Tyrus on this million has double crits a bit, followed by a little bit of cooldown. Early stages of this game, so we're going to see how these items are looking to be formed right now. This own obviously going to go for this alternating current first item. Gold difference is, like I said, 500 in the favor of Germany, and expected, or as I expected, a little bit of a passive early game from both teams, because they're just looking to you know, maintain the early game. I expected a little bit more aggression coming out from Tyrus and even Hundor, but let's see what they can do between the top lane and this mid lane. Maxman.
Running the top lane down, seeing Binny under his own turret, just getting bullied down by Hundor and Tyrus there. Once again, very punishing comp in terms of CC and damage output. They're going to be trying to go, though, ham onto this top lane turret. They will be able to get that for their trouble. We do have the Yates in the mid lane that was able to secure a kill onto this Varia. Able to follow up the damage output. Going to get another grab onto Keys. Can I get 2 kills for their trouble? That does connect the core collapse. Keys will be able to get out of that bad situation so far. But still, right now, it's just 2-0, 5 minutes in, and the goal lead slowly going up. We've already got a 2,000 goal lead for Team Germany. And UK, I don't know how they're going to be able to deal with it, because they don't have a comp that can deal with that this early on. Maybe late game, but right now it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I just want to point out that the Solar Storm very nearly got in connection with Boff, but Boff managed to pour back before it did any damage. And yeah, UK, they've just got to play safe. They can't really be feeding. They can't be too aggressive in this mid lane. They can only really be a little bit aggressive in this mid lane if they are a 3 or a 4-man team. And this is where Boff has to rotate to the mid lane and even to the bottom lane to cause that pressure. But let's see what can happen, because yeah, it has been destroyed in the bottom lane.
Careful, Christian going to be fought over. They're going to try and get this stun. Will it be stolen away? Will be taken by Keanu Nakoa, securing that CP orb right now. But we have Binny, very sneaky Binny right there. Going to be going for the weapon tune. He did get the gold oak in the rotation. Will he be able to secure that? No! Oh, it's so close. It feels bad, Binny. 100%. Thank you very much for that cam right there.
Feels a bad man, as Binny did all the work without the reward, Maxman, and that is not what you want to do when you're looking to evade. He did get the gold oak, which is a little bit, but to be honest, it's not enough that it made a huge impact in this game, as we do see this only. He's just maintaining their position in this mid lane, and then we do see Boff and Mr. K-Cool just waiting for their own weapon tree. And now with the bottom turret being secured by Mr. K-Cool, I'd like to see him rotate up to mid 2 and provide a bit more support for this zone and Keys in this mid lane.
I think definitely have to try and focus on that right now. Though in the bot lane, we're going to see Sneaky. Not going to be, unfortunately, as sneaky as we thought. He does get called out by Boff, but Boff just got completely out-traded right there. Doesn't have his blood for blood available. He will be using his gauntlet out to escape from them 3-man. No, it's going to be the Varia ultimate. Going to be dropping down with the Anvil's hammer. Re-engagement was the benediction, getting the slow. Keanu Nakoa going to get CC'd to death right there and burst it down. Keanu Nakoa pops the flask. Will he be able to survive? He ults, but ults a little bit too late, unfortunately. Flask kept him alive just a little longer, but just 9 enough. And then Boff jumps back in. Double kill for Boff on the Razer.
Great job by UK to take advantage of the engagement, catch him out of position, and the CC chain really paying off, and it will give them a nice chance to secure this Ghost Wing or maybe secure a team fight. Let's see what can happen.
Wait for it, going to be putting Team Silence down on Team United Kingdom. Sneaky out position, going to use his Blood for Blood to get out right there in the mid lane. But right now, the Ghost Wing is still getting focused down by Team United Kingdom. And I think, unfortunately, Germany can't do anything to counteract that. But Keanu Nakura and Hundo, they're jumping back in. They're ready to go for it. But Hundo is solo. I'm not sure if that's the best decision. Technology will be also joining the fray as the Ghost Wing gets secured over by Team United Kingdom. But now they're going to try and take that buff away from themselves. Buff going to be dropping very low, going to be using Netherform Detonator to get out of that bad situation. This zone, he knows his focus, he knows who his target is, and he dies right on top of Tendo. JJ will give his life in response to that, unfortunately. A very nice trade up. Also, Hundo just way too low, cannot join that fray anymore. But Tyrus, he's zoning him out pretty well with his damage output there. He does have an aftershock, so he's got very low cooldown and also a big burst potential right there. Blood for Blood does not steal that CP buff away, but they will be able to punish down Mr. K. Cool for his overextension as Tyrus picks up the kill on a kinetic and even maybe Keys. Oh no, whoa, that trespass though.
Just about. Now, Buff is going in a 2v1 situation, Max.
Not sure about
this.
this.
Seems like it's going to pay
Oh!
out. No!
Oh!
Oh!
10,000 IQ in a storm right there.
Man, that Solar Storm was absolutely fantastic. Coming out a little bit lucky, but Buff kind of ran into it like the proverbial
Dashed into it
Razer
like
that he is.
kill me.
Yeah. But either way, you know, UK, they did well to secure a team fight. They did well to secure the Ghost Wing. But in that situation, when you're low on health and you're facing a team with players and that are as skilled as Germany have, back off. Play it safe. Take the buff that you got and reset where you guys are at, because you do not want to give any chance for Germany to get back into the game or maintain the position they're in, because we haven't really talked much about the goal difference. It's still only about 1k. Looking at the itemization, Mr. Keiko has the Surface Mask. Hundor is on that Solar Blade, so a little bit more damage coming out from Hundor, but let's see what the you know, what the kind of healing can do as a disown Binny and Keys.
And that flask really nicely timed from Tyra. Now Hundo pretty low. Benediction engagement from Binny once again under turret. But did you have the flank from Keanu Nakura? Map visibility, map awareness right there. He's going to be able to get a really nice surprise attack right on top of them. Trespass does come out. Will we connect him for Keys to survive with the still of HP? They do pick up the rest of the box. Does also go down as a 1-for-1 trade. Overall, Tyrus does get the burrow. Will he survive? I do indeed think so. You don't want to get too close. Benediction. Oh, Binny, that was so close, but so well timed. And Keanu will be able to turn that around for his trouble as he picks up the kill onto the Grace. Oh man, the flash right there, a little bit scary. And still the zone, he's going to be pushing down this top lane turret. I don't think Keanu can do anything against that as of now.
Well, and also in the mid lane, we did see, or the mid-bottom jungle, we did see, see Mr. Keiko got shut down in a 2v1 situation, and the mid turret on the side of the UK was taken out. So this is UK just not really sticking too much together as they need to in Germany, just playing a slightly better game in the first 10 minutes, maximum.
Okay, right now going to be seeing the CP buff secured by Cyrus, and also Boff was able to secure barely his own CP orb away. Off on the turret there, he's going to be using Netherform Detonator to get out right there under the turret aggro. I completely understand there, but Keanu Nakura, those are the kind of moves you're going to be expecting from EA. Just trying to turn around situation, trying to be as sneaky as possible with that kind of pickup. Right now, we are almost 11 minutes into the game. 9-4 for Team Germany was a nice 3 to 4k goal lead. And they're going to try and commit to that even more as we see the Celeste now played by JJ. He has his Dragon's Eye with the Spellfire. Looks like maybe he'll be good for next item. There might be a Clockwork. That would make sense, especially since the energy changes. You definitely want to have one of those items to be able to just keep dashing out your abilities for as long as possible. So I think that would be the next item purchase for Techno.
Yeah, definitely. And then looking at the itemization, we do see that Mr. Keiko is slightly ahead of Hundor, but Techno is slightly ahead of Disowned. So they're, well, okay, now we do see Disowned has the Dragon's Eye, so it would actually put UK slightly ahead when it comes to build paths. And even though they're behind in gold, they're looking pretty good if they get it, if they can get a 5v5 team fight situation. Let's see what can happen, Maxman.
Boff diving way too early, way too deep, and going to get punished for his sins right there. He's going to be backporting right to base right away. Not going to be able to do any more in that skirmish. Would you see though the kinetic in the bot part of the map? Sneaky going to be coming back on top of him. He does get the Blood for Blood, does get the Vanguard, and that's the end of the tale of kinetic right there.
It's the end of the world as you know it for Mr. Keiko, and now that's going to allow the Ghost Wing to most likely be secured by Germany. But let's see what UK can do, Maxon.
Very nice CC on Hundo, and also with the burst potential of the Lorelei really working to this team in wonders. Though I think unfortunately their key's a little bit too deep, so the Storm ripping through. Going to be a little bit too late, but still picks up the kill by this Arden. Blood for blood, Gauntlet comes out. He has once again the block. Going to be getting out of the Gauntlet. They will be able to escape for his troubles. They're turning it around, and this is Team Germany picking up 3 members of Team United Kingdom, and Dizayn Blood for blood back in does get the flash right in time. A little bit of a lag there. We know that unfortunately of the Blood for blood, it does lag a little bit. Buttery smooth, guys. Let's go.
Buttery smooth, but Boff is playing a really aggressive Razer, but the issue is that he's being too aggressive. He's actually going outside of the rest of his team.
Should wait for his
and
team
we're getting
a little
situations. Bit, yeah, he should either wait for his team, or if he does engage, he needs to disengage at the same time as the rest of his team. Otherwise, he's getting shut down. He's causing, not saying he's the sole reason, but he's not helping his team, you know, really stick together in these team fights and secure a win, because they do have a chance. Even though Germany are ahead in gold by about 4k, Maxman, they're not too far behind Germany in terms of itemization. It's very, very similar. We do see TechnoJJ has now got Spellfire followed by Dragon's Eye, as Tyrus also has Aftershock followed by Dragon's Eye. So Germany are playing these you know, these elongated team fight situations because they know that Keys has to try and get those hooks off. But let's see what can happen.
They have a window of opportunity to get the kill on TechnoJJ. Trespass going to be crucibled out just in time. Kanukura and Tyrus on the front line there. They will be forcing back Binny, Keys, and Boff. Boff, once again, a little bit too early, a little bit too deep, and he's going to be punished for that. So I don't know if they can go for the opportunity. Arden and Kinetic not in the fight, but that's going to be a really nice grab coming out from Kanukura and able to seal the fate of Keys on this Chemical Solar Storm. Once again, will he get the kill with the Mortal Wound? Yes, it will. That's going to be another kill picked up by Celeste. He's just bullying down with a Solar Storm down. Boff, he just can't do anything against it. He just keeps anticipating his movement every single time.
And also, when you look at the last couple of team fights, Max, and something I've observed, Mr. Keiko has not been in any of the engagements in the last couple of team fights coming out of the UK. Whether that's miscommunication, lack of synergy, it's not what we saw last week. And really, UK need to get it together. If they're going to engage, wait for Mr. Keiko to arrive. Yes, Arden hasn't been present in a couple of those engagements as well, but when you kind of look at it and go, well, who's going to make more of an impact, the Arden or the Kinetic? Most likely the Kinetic, but Blackwell bearing down.
Yeah, right now Solar Storm going to be ripping through, doing a little bit of chip damage on their side. And right now we have a 3-lane push coming up on Team Germany. They're pushing in top, they're pushing in bot with the Arden and the Vox, and also mid lane as a 3-man team. Now it's a 4-man team push. They have a really nice siege with the Malign, with the Celeste. They can just burst down these turrets pretty easily. Vara going to be ulting down with that... with her ult there. She's going to be able to just zone them out, break a little bit that siege comp, but they do lose the Arden. Unfortunately, going to be going for the dive, and that will be Arden losing his bare life right there. 45 situation. I think this might be the opportunity for UK to look for a fight, but unfortunately going to be letting them run away, and they're just not in the kind of mood and situation to look for a team fight.
I also love, and I've just noticed this, maybe I should have noticed this earlier, the pro player kind of cheekiness slash meta. None of the supports have Fountain Max on. So they're just going for pure damage, trying to get the better one. But Boff overextending and possibly getting shut down.
It was a 2v1, but then Keanu said, hell no, he just jumped right in. That's going to be anyways. Item Silence did get... Oh man, okay, Dizayn. Just wait a second. He's just diving right on through on Tyrus. Does pop the flask in response to that. Hundle taking a chip amount of damage from Binny with this Aftershock Grace. So he will be doing a little bit of burst damage. Sneaky, he has his target, he knows who he's going for. Trespass just in time by Keys. Also Buff, he's looking for the re-engagement, but I think it's the same problem as earlier. You don't want to engage that. He knew this time, he learned from his mistakes. Crucible a little bit early, but Dizayn barely making it out. Solar Storm, a lot of damage onto the Vara once again. Solar Storm, and then also followed up with a Heliogenesis. We'll be able to pick up the Vara in this top lane. Though we do have a sneaky split push coming up from Mr. Keiko, and should be able to secure the second bot lane turret for himself as Arden backported, and Arden can definitely pick a 1v1 against him.
Yeah, so split push with no crit. Come on, Mr. Keiko, it's not really going to work. You need to stick with the rest of your team if you're going to give UK a bit of a chance. Boff now taking on the battles of the century. He's just not afraid to go aggressive, and I gotta respect it. Yeah. And but like I said, Mr. Keiko, yeah, you got a turret, but that's only going to last for so long. You know, goal difference is about 5k in the favor of Germany, but these team fights are just constantly going over to Germany because Mr. Keiko is not present for the UK side. And, you know, it's okay to lose a wave push if you can secure a kill and a team fight win for your team. So this is what Mr. Keiko, in my opinion, has to think about in this game coming into past the 70-minute mark, Maxon.
Yeah, talking about the 70-minute mark, we are 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes in, 16-5 for Team Germany with a nice and hefty 4k goal lead in their pocket. So definitely not like in a 18-minute game, that is not a huge goal lead, but it's one that can give you a little bit of an extra item lead, just getting a tier 1 or tier 2 item for yourself. So it can help you out, but I don't think it's going to be that impactful when you're only 18 minutes into the game, as Ghosting is slowly going to be taken away and secured by Team Germany. They have a steal potential, they have the kinetic, they have the Chemical, they have the Razer. Can they take it away? It will be secured by Techno JJ on this Celeste, but Keys will be grabbed to death. He does have his chest pass to reposition if he wants to, but he will not have time as the Solar Storm rips through the entire team of Team United Kingdom. And once again, the CC from Team Germany is just way too good to deal with, and they pick up also the kinetic, once again getting grabbed to her grave. Boff and his own, they can pick the 1v2, I think. Sneaky a little bit overstep. He does spot the flask in response to use another form detonator, and he went way too deep, way too far. Boff on his own there, but Keanu Curry is going to be facing Dizone in a 1v1, and I don't think he wants to go for it, but now he's low. Hundor joins the frame. Boff might want to be very careful when he Hello, goodbye. Okay, just get instantly wrecked right there by Hundor.
Yeah, now we are seeing that the German team are going for their second Black Claw of the first game action, and they're going to look to really close out this game sooner rather than later, even though the goal lead isn't heavily in the favor. When you're, you know, when you are players of the skill that Germany have, you know, you don't need a huge goal lead. You only need map control. You only need objective control. And this is what Germany are doing. And also to point out, I love the build coming out from Sneaky. It's interesting. It's a little bit different with the breaking point, along with the Sour Blade tension bow. So not really much defense, but I think part of the reason why he's got the breaking point just because it's able to match up with the damage that's coming out with the rest of his team, and he's able to survive. So let's see what can happen as this Black Claw bears down.
The choke point turret does go down into the mid lane for Team Germany. They're going to get the Solar Storm ripping through. A lot of damage onto the Grace. Holy Nova, but that's not going to be working out as the Vox re-engage right on top of that. And that's a mistake from the Grace, overstepping her welcome. The turret doing a lot of work. They're going to be helping out the cause of Team UK. Can they turn it around? I do think so. That's going to be Techno taking once again a lot of damage from the turret there. He's gone kind of buffed in the last few patches, so you want to be careful around that. Tyro's turning it around onto Boff. Boff wasn't again a little bit too deep on his own without waiting for his team, so he's going to get punished for that. He can't re-engage. They do pick up the Arden there. Hundor pretty low, will take 2 shots for his troubles right there. Keanu, oh, he ults his way away.
No way.
Oh man, just getting out of the ultimate from the kinetic. Nice job.
That was absolutely clutch. It was so close, but good job coming out from Germany and Keanu. Nikosat, 2 armories taken down, choke point turrets taken down, 2 lanes under a lot of pressure inside the UK, and this is slowly going against them. Maxman, looking at Binny's build, he's got the Aftershock Storm Crown. I'm not gonna lie, I don't agree with it coming out from Binny. He should have got Atlas Pauldron straight away, because when you look at the fact that Hundor has a lot of DPS, he really needs to be shut down with that Atlas as quickly as possible. You know, Mr. Keiko hasn't had that much of an impact compared to what we've seen from him in previous games, but the Ghost Wing is up. We're 21 minutes in, and Team UK, they might not want to team fight too quickly, but they do. The German team is a little bit split up, so they could actually take this Ghost Wing.
They're going to be going for it, but though Germany, indeed, as you said, they split up. Solar Storm might be coming out from the Celeste. Will be coming out. Solar Storm does connect onto Bob, really low, real fast. They're going to try for the re-engage, but that's going to be Team Germany respecting their foes, known as Team UK, and will be giving away that Ghost Wing. But still, Team Germany hasn't yet lost their mid lane turret, and that's giving them so much room to protect and siege around in general. So that's why I think they've had a lot of opportunities for team fight compared to Team UK. That's been unfortunately always under pressure, always the one getting dived and sieged up. We do have a sneaky split push in the top lane from the Arden. Nice engagement from Keanu. Crucible going to be popped at Solar Storm ripping on through, taking the killing blow onto this Vara. Going to be running down onto Buff. He does get silenced with the Gauntlet right there, but now Keith's going to be grabbed up. He's going to be sealed down. He does have his Trespass if needed. Actually, no, he doesn't have his 50-second cooldown. I like this. So unfortunately, he's going to be going down. Sneaky once again, I think a little bit overstepping, doing a little bit like Boff, but that is working out for them so far. And this might be the potential end game for Team Germany. They're going for it. Boff a little bit too deep there, too far. He's on his own. He can't do much. He's going to be grabbed up. He's going to be sealed down by Team Germany. Core collapse 2. He should be dropping now, followed by the Holy Nova. He just can't move. He can't out-damage him. He can't survive it. And in this BO3, this will be game number 1 going over to Team Germany.
If you ban Finn, pick Yates. Simple as that. Like, because, yes, nobody, when I say nobody particularly stood out for the German team, I say that all of them, I say that as if all of them played to such a high standard and all of them executed their roles and positions so effectively. But the MVP for me in that first game has to go over to Counter Nicole because his ultimates were so on point and so effective and turned around a number of engagements that UK were trying to put pressure on in the various lanes. And when you do that and you shut that engagement down, you allow the map control to stay in your favor, Maxman. And, you know, UK didn't have an answer in that first game. Disowned had a small impact, but Mr. K-Cool and the rest of the team, they need to stay together and they also need to just draft a little bit better.
Yeah, I think the draft was definitely a big factor throughout their game. They were like they had the early game potential with the Moline, with the Yates. Then the mid game and late game was secured by the Celeste, Jeji, and Hundor. With the Vox, with the Celeste, such impactful heroes. And then you had Sneaky that was just there, like just breaking down the spirit of UK. Just jumping down, getting 1v1s, which is what you want to do. Like, it's the character in top lane, you put him there to get in a fight with your top lane to try and shut down the enemy carries, and he definitely did that job. You can see he's hitting. He's a sim right now with a 6-3 to 6 KDA ratio with the Sword Blade, with the Tension Bow, with the Breaking Point. So he's bringing so much damage output with that Arden. I think that might be a pick the UK might want to try and play around a little bit more in the upcoming game.
Well, and also when you look at, you know, both respective top laners, Grace had what, an Aftershock and a Storm Crown? Yeah, okay, that's child's play when it comes to damage, Maxman. That's, you know, kind of slapping you on the shoulder and walking away. It's nothing compared to Sword Blade, Tension Bow, Breaking Point. So that's part of the reason why the shifts were so much in the favor of Germany and why it was working out for them. You either go full damage Grace or you go full tank Grace. You don't go in between, not in the 3.8 meta, not with how effective hard carries can be in this game, Maxman.
Guess I'm just setting up all the info in the back end right there. So yeah, anyways, if you did just join us and you missed the first match, we are right now in a BO3 of Team Germany versus United Kingdom. Germany secured first game, number 1. 1-0 so far. So will it be a 2-0 situation? Once again, this is the curse of the WSG tournament. Only 2-0 games so far. But I think UK, they had a few opportunities. Unfortunately, I think the synergy wasn't quite there. They were definitely playing really well on the like one-man base. But after like the team play wasn't really going. I'm talking, for example, about Boff who was diving on his own a little bit too much. I think that if he can fix that problem, they definitely have the opportunity to come back in this second game, Imperium.
Or if you're going to have Boff playing that aggressive jungle role, and Boff is a really good jungler, and I know for a fact that he's an aggressive jungler, you need to complement that with an Idris, with an Inara, with a hero like Arden that's going to be able to dive on the backline with Boff and shut that down. So, you know, Boff wasn't necessarily making a lot of mistakes. It's more the fact that the playstyle and the comp did not match what Boff can potentially do in team fights.
We're just going to be waved right now. Sorry, guys, for Mr. K to jump into this second game. But so far, like one thing I want to definitely see this game. I want to see DAZN on the Moline. It was taken away from them, but I want to see it because that like his Moline is poggers, and I think it could be like to the point where it could actually turn around the game in the early game phase. So we're gonna have to see how this is gonna work out. Mr. K, cool, there he is, perfect. So we should be jumping into the second game ASAP, guys. So will Germany go into the finals once again into this second qualifier of the WSG tournament, or will it be UK bringing back the hype with a 1-1 situation and going into an epic 3-man game? We're gonna have to check that out in a few upcoming minutes, guys. So I'll be ready. Are we ready to jump in?
I said it last week. If there was any series that was gonna take us to a third game, it was going to be Germany against UK. I wouldn't mind being proven right, because I'm not gonna lie, I love a game three. I love it. I love the extra little bit of sweat, Max, man. And UK, they have the talent. They have, they have it in them to, with a little bit of luck, take down a side as strong as Team Germany. They've just got to get it together, all the cards align in the right place, and they can get the job done. But we're into a draft phase, and instantly, Arden is banned on the side of Germany.
Okay, right, sorry, I'm just checking out all the messages in the
No
background,
problem.
a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, yeah, we are into the draft of the second game, guys. So Shermock are going to be banned away. Also, the Arden, this time it was the side of Team Germany. They took that one away. They just don't want to like deal with it. I think they know how powerful it was, definitely when it was played by Sneaky. So just going to be taking that off the board right off the bat. So Shermock also got banned. So Finn, Yates, also Lorelei still open. I think that definitely would be a nice ban to ban Lorelei away. Definitely because Keith
Yeah.
is such a good Lorelei player. So I think that would be a little bit of a target ban and also kind of a meta ban. So that would make a lot of sense that it will indeed be the ban for Germany right now. So what will be the last ban? Your anchor is still also available, and we haven't seen the anchor getting picked up yet today on today's stream Imperium. So do you think that might be a pickup that be coming up today?
Well, possibly, yeah, for sure. But what I fear is because they banned Turnwalker first, they've actually, UK have put themselves in a bit of a situation. Okay, they banned Silver now, but that leaves Finn and Yates open. Finn have been picked up by Germany. Yeah, Yates is going to be picked up by UK, or they're hovering over it. But as we kind of know, Finn counters Yates in most situations. And when you give Finn over to, or a counter, over to a team like Germany, they're going to make a lot of effective use out of it. But Yates and Anka have been picked up by Team UK.
Damn it, that's a little bit hard. Well, not really hardcore. It's going to be hard to pull off, definitely, when you're on the side of Team United Kingdom right there.
Yeah.
They have the Yates, going to be countered heavily by Kenny Nakari, who was so impactful with the Yates. So he knows how the hero works. He knows how to play around it, and he knows also how to play against it. So his positioning, I expect, is going to be absolutely on point throughout this game. So Binny, I don't know if he's going to be the one playing this Yates, but if you are, you're going to have to like carry in the early game, or otherwise late game, he's just going to become completely useless, like a late game flicker. So he's got to be really focused around that early game. But the thing is, they have then this Anchor, which is not that good of an early game character. Sure, she's got damage, she's got a lot of damage potential, she's got also the dash with her A. It's going to be, so far, I really do prefer what draft is coming out from the side of Team Germany. They did follow up with a Razer, with the Kinetic, and we saw the Vox game played by Hundor. Has been like such an extent, it was so well played, but now he's going to go for that Kinetic. He's got the extra range onto the Vox, and also Kinetic actually mainly counters an Anchor. So far, entirely around this draft, Germany completely win it for me.
For sure, and I'm really curious as far as the Adagio pickup coming out from UK, and followed by a Glaive. I do get it, because I was thinking, like, you know, could they pick up because I do think Yates is going to be played in top lane by Binny, which I do think is the wisest choice. And I was thinking maybe Catherine or Lyra, but I do like the Adagio coming out from Keys. But the only thing I fear is Mr. Keiko, or should I say this Glaive might not be that effective. If Boff along with Glaive can really work together in these team fights, it could work really well. However, Idris counters Glaive, and with Inara, you've got Reza, Inara, and Idris, which is very, very interesting, Max.
Man, just before the draft is over, I'm going to say I'm giving this game over to Team Germany. They have, they have the engage. They're so dominant with that side. And if you get engaged as an Anchor, as an Adaja, and also as a Yates, you're going to be on the back foot. You can't do anything. And especially when you have heroes that are supposed to be pulling the trigger, such as the Glaive and the Yates, and also the Anchor, like, they're going to be on the back foot later on when they're just going to get dived on by the Inara. She's going to be ulting through, giving the equivalent of a war chest to the entire Team Germany right there. So their draft is just 1,000 IQ. I absolutely love it. It counters. It's got good engagement. It counters the entire enemy, like, kind of comp, how it works out. And, like, Team Germany are just definitely winning that draft right there.
I fully agree with you, Max, and you're dead right. However, I'm interested in how Finn is going to play out with this dive comp. will they make similar mistakes to what UK did, or Boss, should I say, did in the first game? Will the Finn, not be able to keep up with the rest of his team on these engagements? Of course, time will tell. If Keanu Nicole goes for Warthread's first item, oh, that would be pretty sweet, in my opinion. Even ahead of Crucible, and do what they did in last game and not even get Fountain until maybe the very end, then I could definitely see Germany very much taking these team fights and securing their place in the finals once again. But let's find out, as UK are looking to maybe possibly invade the jungle.
Boff is doing the same technique, and apparently Team Germany haven't learned that Boff is always going to try and go for those kind of early jungle invades. Going right for the gold oak, and no vision is around for Team Germany. As you see also Nara going for the jungle invade up there. They're going to be working out right now. Also in the top lane we have another fight. Mr. K Cool going to be a little bit bursted down. Run out. Oh man, like Boff keeps doing it again and again, and he's going to be finding like success in those solo jungle invades, because the vision unfortunately not coming out by Team Germany on those camps. Keanu Nakoa going for the Crystal Tree, and can he secure? He does have his Polite Company, not the most burst focused ability unfortunately, but he might be able to get it as a Razer focus. Oh man, I say that, but Keanu Nakoa gets the Crystal Ore right there. Now they're looking for the fight. They're on a 2v2. This zone and keys. They know they can't pick that fight unfortunately, but they're still level 1, so Sneaky doesn't have the dash potentially. Can't like just get in and burst them down completely to the ground. But Keanu's coming around once again. Man, he's just going to try and steal with his Polite Company. He does have his Quibble. Quibble a little bit too early, but that doesn't care. Sneaky's going to be backing him up. Man, they just countered an entire jungle invader, 2-man versus 3.
Well, in saying that though, Buff has done well to secure his own jungle, but yeah, this own and keys definitely being somewhat countered, and then we do see Sneaky along with Keanu Nakoa, helping to secure this top lane. But yeah, UK, if Mr. Keiko had have joined the rest of the team, that could have definitely gone well into the favor of UK. But let's see what happens, because we are just 2 minutes into this game, and it's only about 800 gold in the favor of Germany, as the Sound is getting healed up by keys. And I'm definitely interested to see how this anchor in the mid lane does play out compared to CP Kinetic on the Techno JJ. Well, actually, no, it could be Weapon Power Kinetic. My apologies.
Weapon Power in the mid lane is actually viable. Like we saw Scoundrel talking in his videos, like you can play Gwen mid. You know, I think Gwen might not be the best one. I think definitely heroes that have a lot more poke, like Kinetic, makes more sense when you play mid. So that's going to be given to the advantage of Techno JJ. Was 1v2 there for quite some time. Kiani will be joining him right now. But now we're going to have the jungle slowly going to be respawning up, and I can see Boff slowly rotating once again for the jungle invade, and he's just having so much success like in those invades. I just understand why he keeps going for it. But now Tyras and Hundor, they want to get involved. They want to get their hands dirty up against Boff. As he secures one, he does have his afterburn available, and you can see Hundor, he's setting up an upcoming fight. He's going to be coming up. The afterburn does get the stun down onto Hundor. Keanu going to be rotating up. He does pop the fast in response, but I'm not sure.
Oh no!
Oh no, man! He's going to get completely surrounded by foes, and Boff will get picked up. Not even by minions, but not even by Sneaky, but by minions right there. Sneaky gets the first blood for Team Germany.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know, it kind of feels like a bit of a solo queue match for Team UK right now. Max, I hate to say it, but 3.5 minutes in, yeah, okay, it's only a goal behind, but I'm all for a jungle invasion. But if you got no backup, if you got no real security, like Mr. Keiko isn't rotating with Boff like we kind of expect, we're seeing Sneaky now look to go in, and if Techno JJ and Keanu Nakoa can join him, that could go well in favor of Germany. Let's see what happens, Maxman.
Oh no, the afterburn unfortunately a little bit off the charts for Mr. Keiko. He will not be able to get him next to the wall. You afterburn in the wrong way, so he will be able to escape anyways right there. The weapon buff for Boff and Mr. Keiko will also be helping him out for the gold oak. So still no jungle invades going the way of Sneaky this time. Going to be able to survive it too. Still, we are 4 minutes into the game. 1-0 for Team Germany, with the goal lead going up to almost 2,000. So far, kind of a repeat of game number 1, but we still see UK not able to find a way to counter that goal lead building up early on. I think they have to try and go for like more of a team rotation. As you said earlier, this does kind of feel like it's not really a solo queue, but like maybe not to that extent. But it definitely seems like the synergy is picking up really, really dominantly for Team Germany.
Definitely. Although I want to give credit to Binny on this top lane. Yeah, he did rotate up to mid to kind of help and disown the keys, and I want to give him credit for that, because I think that does make a difference. But either way, what is this coming out from Team UK as Germany engages?
I think Team UK heard me a little bit there. They were trying to get a 4-man invade, but unfortunately a little bit too late. As you see sneaking in the bush there. I think he's just trying to scout out what the hell's going on. But now they could try and potentially go for the top lane turret, but no, they're just going to be rotating back to the mid, and I think that's a good thing because otherwise they would have had a free push on their first mid lane turret. Give me diving into the zone, get a little bit of damage with the dance off blade. The quibble is up and available. We'll get the chip damage, and that's going to be forcing out this zone to ult away. Ultimate connecting now. He does pop the flask anyway. And Tyrus. Oh la la! That's not going to be working out, my dude.
That was aggressive. A little bit risky, but hey, look, it didn't pay off, and I'm sure Tyrus will just learn. And knew he's been a little bit cheeky with that dive. It does now allow disowning keys to look to secure their own crystal tree, should I say, and possibly leave Hundor in a situation where he could be engaged on. Let's see what happens.
Oh, Hundor is going to be surrounded once again by 3 enemies. He does have his ultimate available if he wants to try, but he will not use it. He did actually use it. He actually put on cooldown, 100-second cooldown right there. I think he wouldn't have survived anyway, especially against a Yates. If you're trying to run away, he will grab you down, and he also didn't have a block. So that was the end of our good friend Hundor. Now, 1-2, and still the 2 kills went over to Team Germany as we see an engagement in the top lane from Binny to get a 2-man stun.
Oh!
This is 2v4. Razer re-engages with his Nether Form detonator right on top of the Gwen. Forced to cord, missing out the target for Kiani Nakura. But still, man, Yates is such a good pickup here. Has a lot of map dominance, but unfortunately, when your ally is dead, there's not much you can really do at that point.
However, the mid turret has been secured by UK Maxon, so either way, that's effective. They didn't lose their bot turret, and 1 kill for a turret worthwhile.
Ooh. Good afterburn this time from Boff. Going to be able to get sneaky in a bad spot. Able to dash away with his Troublemaker, though. So Tyrus will be dashing away. He does use his ultimate for his troubles. Dizon, though, low on energy, will be facing against a full health team. And maybe not even enough energy to use his ultimate, right? They did use it right there, so I'll take that back. But he just gets absolutely melted down to shreds.
What are you doing, so don't, you know, just, yeah, okay. Either way, I also want to, the last couple of minutes, are UK listening to us, Maxman? Because they are definitely rotating more as a 4 or 5-man team. We're seeing Vinny rotating up. We're seeing Boff sticking together generally with this mid lane, with the rest of his team. If Mr. Keiko can join them in this mid lane position, they could start to make waves. Plus, with the Ghost Wing now up in the 7.5-minute mark, this is the chance for UK to start making a difference. As yes, they are going straight for this Ghost Wing, it seems.
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, just gonna there. Can't do really much against an anchor. Also, she's got already an aftershock, so he's good for a little bit. Like, I call it the Leon build. I don't think Leon was the one that created that. But like, when you go for the aftershock build, your cooldown is absolutely insane. And when you stack up the basic, where's your passive? Well, it already does like packs a punch on its very own. When you get the aftershock proc on top, you're just going to be able to mail down your foes right there. Canyon Curry does have his force to court engagement from the Resin to the enemy pit. He will not be able to get the seal. That will be going over to the side of Team UK, and definitely Team UK packing an absolute punch in these upcoming fights. And they're definitely they've reduced the gold lead to almost nothing. Yeah. So they're completely making a they're really coming back. Like, there's nothing to say. They're just pulling it off well.
They're making the changes rotationally and team-wise to get themselves back into the game. Looking at the build paths, we see Boff has the Poison Shield, which is very effective on a weapon power glaive. We do see Mr. Kegel, interestingly, on the Serpent's Mask. I personally would have preferred Sarah Blade, but let's see how it does work out for him and what his second item will be. And we do see that Disowned, like you mentioned, has the Aftershock now. Turret has been destroyed in the bottom lane, but either way, that should not despair the UK, and they should look to stay together in some way as a 4 to 5-man team, as Hundor is looking to rotate up this mid lane.
The flank comes up. They're going to try and punish Disown for his overstep right there. He does have his ultimate, does have it, but he will not be used. I know it was actually in cooldown. Just looking at it right now, it was in 10-second cooldown, so that was a good window opportunity for Germany to get that kill pick up there in the mid lane. We'll be able to secure that. As we see Boff now, he's waiting for the Poison Shield breaking point build up. A builder you saw a lot prior to 3.8. So I don't know, like in this kind of matchup, I'm not 100% sure. He has a lot of heroes he can actually stack on. What do you think in this matchup actually, Imperial?
I don't quite agree with it, because I think the Aegis counters him, and I think he's just not going to get enough to enough chance to really build up these stacks. But let's see how it does pay off. I would have preferred something like a
Germany.
Star play breaking point, but look at this rotations coming out from Germany.
Germany, this is beautiful. They're going to be getting a gang to flank on Mr. K. Aces high. Does connect. Not going to be connecting on the turret, unfortunately. Hundo getting poked down quite heavily. Does have his ultimate on cooldown, so will not be able to use that quite yet. And nobody goes down, actually. Or at least for now, as we see Boff getting completely focused to shreds. And he will get killed up by this Razer. Sneaky going to change now his focus over to this Yates. Does not use his ultimate. He knows he's going down. He knows he will not have the time. So we'll keep his ultimate up his sleeve for the near future.
It's like we saw as Keanu Nicole now is going in. It's like we saw a flash of 3 minutes of complete great synergy coming out from UK, and it's kind of fallen apart in the last minute or two. All the while, Germany have just maintained the same standard, the same consistency, the same rotations, and they're shutting the UK team down time and time again. Because you look at Tyrus has the spell, sort of looking to build into, I believe, maybe Tension Bow, second item, and then you do see the Techno JJ has Sarblade looking to build into, I would say, maybe Poison Shiv, a second item, and that's really going to be huge power spikes for Germany. But engagement coming out.
Yeah, Quibble going to be missing out by Kiari, unfortunately. Hundo, he's pretty low mid HP right now. I don't think that's the best kind of team fight you're looking for. Dizone, he's not scared. No fear, just fight, just engages with his dance off blades, gets a little bit of chip damage with that on Kiani Nakura. Still, he's looking for Hundo. He's trying to get him. Hundo still having his ultimate available if he wants to try and escape. But he will not have to use that quite yet, so we'll be able to slip away. Still, almost 12 minutes into the game. 2K, oh no, only 1K gold actually going over to Team Germany so far. And there's like no actual like game-changing advantages on both teams, and not like big leads. So this is still everybody's game so far.
Oh yeah, by all means, UK are definitely not doing a bad job. They're maintaining the goal difference realistically within a 1K or 2. Like I said, they had the flash of a couple of minutes where they synergized really well.
Man.
Germany, I think, are playing a little bit safer in the second game, but either way, they are rotating better. As you do see, this top lane turret is looking to be taken.
Well, talking about taken, I think that's the Gwen that's going to be completely shoved down.
Yep.
Right there, Benny does get the grab on Tyra, is not able to commit with his team right there. As then you have Keith and Boff. Right not going to be able to get the kill, unfortunately. Dizone, he's just trying to zone him out a little bit with his A. Will be jumping back onto the Finn. Missing now his Dance of Blades. Going to be proccing the aggro, though, onto this Black Claw. They're going to be taking it for themselves. Sneaky, Keanu. Tyrus, unfortunately, the grab does connect, does get stunned up too. Anchor going to be looking for the engage, does have another form detonation, but not going to be able to use it. He just get absolutely melted to ashes right there. Nice job, man. That's what you're looking onto an Anchor. And Anchor, definitely, she's got her 2 items. She's got the Spellfire and the Aftershock. She's also just got an Infusion as she is level 10. Can't say my numbers anymore. So she can use that up in the near future. And that's going to be really cool for her because like she's got that lead. She's 3-2 in the game, so definitely not a bad game so far. Dizone, is he going to re-engage now? Oh man, I thought he was not going to re-engage. He's going in 1v2. He does not have his ulti on a 20-second cooldown. Does use the flask in response, but he turns it out anyways. Dizone should be going down there. He's going to jump all around the map. Dizone just go down to the hands of Techno JG for his trouble, unfortunately. But man, that was a very nice turnaround. Like, what for one trade right there.
Yeah, Dizone, a little bit risky, a little bit sneaky, but yeah, got to trade off. But let's see what he didn't die for nothing. But let's see what can happen. Is Boff gonna die for nothing?
Quibble does connect though, and that's going to be kinetic with a very sneaky A. They're getting it down. Be careful. Divine Intervention getting a 3-man almost stem of the Crucible is going to be absolutely on point for Germany, as the Black Claw is going to be pushing onto the second turret in this mid lane. Should be able to get it quite easily. He's going down mid. Oh, maybe not actually. He's getting chunked down pretty fast. Just a few more hits before it jumps down. But no, it will be securing this Black Claw before it takes their own turret. It's a really nice move coming out from Team Germany.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is, but it's same as yesterday. Mr. Kaiku is not rotating down with the rest of his team as he should. It's something like I said, like out of solo queue. With solo queue, you generally tend to find bot lane players will just stay in their lane and not rotate. That's not the way the meta is right now. You need to rotate and secure a team fight with the rest of your team, and this is what happened in UK are now being engaged on as a 5-man team by Germany. Germany has just been so dominant.
Yeah, Germany, they also have this ghosting, so they can melt down his turret in a matter of seconds. Careful, the Chakram will be going down to Binny. That's going to be also the ultimate coming out from Hundor. Going to get the re-engagement in his own. Also, with the Dance of Flame, picking up a kill. He does not have his Mirage ultimate to get out of that spot, and he will drop down anyways. That's going to be a 1-for-2 trade going over to Team Germany as they go for the checkpoint turret, which is going to be used up by Keys. Force a core 2, and that's going to be Keys going down. 3-man down on Team United Kingdom. Now the checkpoint turret was taken away in bot. They can also take the armory. Will they get it buff? He's going to try and fight it up. He does have a fortunate build. It's not too focused around damage, more around scaling, so he's not going to be able to take down Keanu in a few seconds there, so we'll have to surrender that armory away. As we see, though, Gwen into this top lane. Mr. K cool picking a fire onto Sneaky, but Sneaky's going to be ulted through by Binny right there. Having a lot of map awareness. Nice job from Team Germany.
Yeah,
UK.
just... Well, no, to be honest, it wasn't really that good of a job for Team UK, to be perfectly honest, because Mr. K-Cool and Boff, yeah, they pushed bot top lane, but they didn't even grab a turret out of it, Maxman. They got nothing. And all the while, Germany got 2 turrets and the armory. Overall, the most effective push coming out from Germany. Why? Because they did it as a 5-man team. Simple as that, Maxman. And that is what UK need to realize. They are not bad players. Are very, very, very good solo players. They just need to have a bit more leadership, a bit more control, and look to navigate down to team fights. But Boss is about to be shut down.
CPO was secured by Design. The Force to Core will be crucibled out by Team United Kingdom. Design is going to engage a little bit too deep. Does use his Mirage ultimate, but unfortunately will not be able to slip his way through that. And so here's the Gwen as she drops down to the fate of Hundor. Absolutely insane on this Idris Sword Raid Poison Chip and Tension Mode pickup. The burst is absolutely on point so far. They're going to go for the second mid lane turret. They should be able to get it quite easily. They have a really good dive and also siege potential with those picks, and they will take it in a matter of seconds in period.
In my opinion, they're going to go for the armory as well. They easily have it in them because 2 of UK players are not up for the next 5 seconds or so, but they're playing it safe. And with the Black Claw about to spawn, this is them now turning around and going, let's get this Black Claw objective, Maxman. This is where they are going to look to close out this game, because what they can do, because they are so far ahead in terms of itemization, positioning, and these team fights, they can actually use the Black Claw as an engagement tool to put pressure on UK to have to defend this situation. So let's see what is going to happen, Maxman.
It is definitely a game-changing opportunity for Germany if they can get this Black Claw, but they're looking for fight right now. After Ben will be going up, he's just going to get punished for his sins. Poggers in charge, Bob gets Rex to shreds. He's going to be turning around. Sneaky does get a little bit of a nice damage output, but Keys, he's on his own. He's a one-man standing as they lost every single carry on Team United Kingdom. And that's going to be a quadra kill going over to Kinetic 2. Techno JJ being absolutely insane with that pickup. And this will be game normally number 2. The cooldowns, the death cooldowns are pretty low. But this normally should be game in Pyramids. This is going to be another 2-0. I do indeed believe so.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be another 2-0. We're going to be waiting another week to get to a 3-game series, Maxman. But this is going to be Germany securing their position once again in the final of the WESG qualifiers, and quite efficiently done. When you look at it, when you look at how Germany did it, UK didn't do badly. Individually, they did okay. But just Germany rotated so much better as a 5-man team. They were in the right position at the right time. They shut down Boff time and time again. They shut down Mr. K-Cool time and time again. Mr. K-Cool, the one time that Mr. K-Cool did rotate down to mid lane with the rest of the team later on in the game, Binny wasn't with the rest of his team. So it's kind of like, they're either doing one thing or they're doing the other. So that's what led to UK's downfall. Completely different. Felt like a completely different set of players were playing this week compared to last week when they played against Czech Republic, Maxon.
Because I'm just checking out everything. Okay, all the stats have been put on board, but that was such a nice game coming out. Germany, I think a lot of them of the viewers expected Germany to get to the final phase. So that means now the final will be Team Spain versus Team Germany. A really, really big matchup that will be coming up. I'm just going to be putting you guys onto the brackets right here, so just so you can see what actually happened during the entirety of this tournament. You can see here, Team Spain won earlier in the BO3 up against Team Russia 2-0. So once again, you can see only 2 zeros over the entire board right now. No 2-1 whatsoever. Damn. And then the Group B, we're going to be checking that out. You see Team Germany that just won now up against UK 2-0 also, and just 2-0 over the board. Oh, man, I don't know what to expect right now. Like, is Spain going to be able to like play like dominantly against Team Germany in the final phase of this tournament or not? Because like Germany's just they're like their rotations, their synergy, their drafting was just so on point. Spain's definitely going to have to work really, really hard to be able to get on point with that.
Of course, but I do think Spain have it in them. Yes, they haven't faced a team like Germany, but let's not forget that Russia in the previous WSG qualifiers reached the final, if I'm not mistaken, and Spain just beat them in the semis. So Spain deserve to be there, and they deserve to face a team like Germany. They do have the talent, and they do have the synergy. It's going to be a really hard-fought battle. I feel for both teams, advantage initially definitely looks to go in the favor of Germany, but we've yet to see an upset. We could see an upset in the final, and either way, one thing that is for sure, Maxman, Spain are going to have to beat Germany twice.
Yeah.
So if they don't do it this time, next week, they'll do it whenever the overall finals are going to be played. So we're going to see some epic battles ahead of us, Maxman.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of action. So just now, as you guys were looking on the brackets, I'm going to be putting you guys back onto the bracket. That means that then next week, on November the 18th, we'll be having the final matchup. We'll be having 2 sets of BO3s, but the first match will be then Spain versus Germany. And then the other match we'll be having will be Russia up against United Kingdom. So that will be a 3rd place match for those players. So a lot of action going to be coming up next weekend, guys, on the 18th. Anyways, before we do wrap this up, I've got a little bit of a news for you guys once again, so I'm just going to repeat it for you if you were not here earlier. So boom, there it is. So we do have upcoming very, very soon in the European Vainglory scene, we will be having the VGL EU Champions Cup. So if you are interested in this tournament and you want to try and get some sweet money in your pocket, you want to get a little bit of that 1,300 euros prize pool, it's brought us by SEMC and MGL. You can definitely try and do so. You can sign up right now on mobilegamingleague.eu, and this is different from what we had so far on this WSG MGL tournament, because now you can do team sign-ups. You don't have to sign up as a single man player for your country. This is the entire team sign-up. So if your team is pretty on par with what's happening in the EU scene, if you're pretty high in the leaderboard and you want to try and compare yourself to the best names in Vainglory Europe, you can definitely do that. So once again, if you want to sign up right now with your team of fellow Vainglorians, do that on mobilegamingleague.eu right now, and that tournament will be coming up very, very shortly. Okay, so anyways, we're going to be ending it here, guys. So I'm going to say thank you guys so much for watching. I was absolutely overwhelmed by pleasure to having you guys here for a few hours. Thank you, Imperium, for being with me today. Do you have anything to add before we wrap this up?
Nah, it's just we saw some absolutely fantastic action. Still waiting for that 3rd game in a series to happen. But hey, look, it will be worth the wait if I have to wait another week, Maxman, and absolute pleasure to be casting with you.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. Well, I keep saying it was absolutely insane, but it was absolutely insane. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you had a good time. If you want right now, we're having the WSG NA Finals. I think it's still going right now. It's Tribe versus Vision. So if you want a little bit of a more Vainglory action for you guys, go check it out right now. And yeah, Maximan Imperium signing out. See you guys next week for the final phase.
got me falling off.